but I heard a whisper in the silence say, don't you know your light can still find its way, still find it. That's right. Storms don't mean it's over. Now they wash you clean. What you thought was broken's just the space between the end of pain and a brand new dream. I'm catching my second wind. Come on. I can feel it. Oh, yeah. I rise again. I rise again. From the ashes, from the pain. I rise again. I fall, but I stand taller than before. Chains don't hold no more. I found grace in the places I fell apart. Now hope's tattooed on my heart. I rise again. Come on now. Lift me higher. We ain't done yet. I've been down bad, yeah. Shadows talk loud. But I'm built for the comeback. Watch me turn the crowd. Every scar's a signature. Proof that I'm free. My reflection's redemption. Staring back at me. Turn it round after line 2. Free after line 3. Every no was a lesson, every loss was a seed. Now I bloom through the concrete. Faith is my creed. Miracles don't whisper, they roar indeed. They roar indeed. Say it loud. I rise again. I rise again. I rise again. The ashes from the pain. I rise again. I stumble, but my soul don't break. Love don't make mistakes. I found peace where the storm began. Now I'm walking on promised land. Oh, won't he do it? I am still standing. Let the choir say amen. I'm still standing. When the night's too long, keep shining. Keep shining. Keep climbing. When you think your story's through, he's still by your knees. That's where you find peace. Redemption's rhythm. That's the beat.
What's up? It's your girl Super.
Gonna rise again. I rise again.
It's your girl Super. What's up? We in the building. It is Harvey recap meeting time. And again, we are before you to recap the meeting from Monday night. And we do have another Harvey resident on. I'm rather enjoying having these Harvey recaps with the guest, especially a resident of Harvey, because it's always proper to get the perspective of the people who live uh, in the city. And so we have, as you can see, we have D Love with us tonight. I always enjoy her. You're going to see us together probably on Saturday. We're going to do our ward tour. Let me speak to the people in the room. Like, share, subscribe, let everybody know that Super is on. And we are about to get into this recap of a meeting. And boy, was it loaded. If you missed it, you can watch the meeting on my channel. It is the video before this one. And it is labeled Harvey Meeting. What's up, Jim C? Thank you for tuning in. Hey, Bobo, what's going on? I know life be lifing, momming, working. Thank you for tuning in. Oh, thank you. Yeah, just two beautiful black women. We can get along. We can encourage each other. That's what we do over here. You said love at this Dalton swearing. Child, she gets around, okay? Like, share, subscribe. Let everybody know that we are on, okay? That that we are about to get into this recap. Let me go fetch D Love. Let's get D Love in here so we can get it started. Cause we're not here for a long time, but we're gonna be here for a good time. There she is. There she
Hey, hey,
is.
hey, hey, this girl.
Hey, D Love in the
D,
building.
D Love from the South Side, Inglewood for life, baby.
Okay, let's go. Let's do it. First of all, let me just get your thoughts on initially the room as you were coming in, because the finance meeting was before this meeting, but I really didn't feel any need to recap the finance meeting because they never answer any questions, they never have any information, and they are always asking stupid questions. One of the questions that was asked was about a refund for the garbage. Another question that was asked was about the ambulance service. I mean, well, you need ambulance and rescue. I mean, that has to be paid. It's like an essential thing, right? So why are we asking about that and not about these other things that Kobe always asked about? But anyway, D Love, what were your thoughts on the room as as you came in to the room?
Well, I must admit, I didn't even know there was a finance meeting. But then when I got up there, I was like, oh, I guess I didn't miss anything. Um, super. I was like, oh my God. Where's all these people coming from?
I was glad to see that more people are coming to the actual meetings.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there were a few of us in the finance meeting, so not as many people in the finance meeting because of what usually happens in the finance meeting. And I do want to say that there are only 3 aldermen on the finance committee, which surely should go ahead and change that back. Um, but Dominique Randall L did not even show up for the meeting.
I saw
So
that.
was it a true they could put the bills forward? They could vote
Yeah.
to put the bills
Sorry.
forward because Dominique Randall L wasn't there. So was it a quorum? Was
No.
it a
And
quorum?
And to be honest, and just to be honest, I know that there's supposed to be certain many or number of people on these committees, but the person on the committee who don't have their own committee should not be on a committee.
I mean, for me, you have the 3 people on the committee who never ask any questions and always pass
Mm-mm.
that
Mm-mm.
was an agenda in itself, right? When the previous mayor was alive and in this seat, that was a you can understand that agenda, right? You can
Yes.
understand that he had the 3 people up there that never ask any questions and always pass everything. So yeah, this makes sense. Put them there, pass all the bills, never ask any questions, and yeah, everything gonna get paid.
And I must say this, super. The most frustrating part about it is we pay this man $20,000 a month. Now, in paying $20,000 a month, you can't say I don't know.
Mm,
And paying somebody $20,000 a month, you should have all your documentations together
mm.
to be able to explain. I don't know. You voted on it.
Yeah,
It was an
yeah, he
ordinance.
comes.
That's not
Yeah,
good
yeah,
enough.
he comes in every meeting. Well, he didn't come to the last. I don't think he was at the last finance meeting, or maybe he was. Um, but yeah, he comes in every meeting with his Ralph Lauren shirt on and his
That's right.
his Stacy Adams shoes and his Docker pants. And maybe this time he had on Tommy Hilfiger vest.
Mm-mm.
On and don't mind telling you that he don't know and he didn't ask. And you know has no explanation for what things mean on the warrant list. I mean,
Yes, and that's the most disturbing part of this because he's saying he does not know, but we are supposed to be in distress, but you don't work with the treasurer well. So are you just doing things and not verifying that we have the money to pay for it?
You know, for me, I also feel like now that the treasurer is able to be involved, right?
Hold on. N- They slick with it. You know they slick with it. What part were they slick with it about? I,
What part?
we thinking that, oh, it's gonna be kumbaya. She's gonna be able to
Oh yeah,
sign the
nah.
checks, and
Well,
she works a
it,
full time job. And if she's not there, the clerk signs the check. The what's her name? Karima signs the check. They ridiculous.
well, let's since
I'm
we're
sorry.
talking about no, cool. Since we're and I always let the Harvey resident drive drive the recap, and that's
Mhm.
cool with me. So let's talk about the treasure and what she wanted, because some people might not have even understood what was happening, right? Because it's always
Mhm.
so confusing. And you can barely hear Aisha. I don't know if they turn the volume down on her mic or what they be doing, but you can barely hear her whenever she's talking. So for the record, um, checks. Let's talk about bank accounts and checks and writing of checks. So checks normally for these municipalities have two signers. Okay. Not all of the municipalities out in the south suburbs have a treasurer position. Okay. So in that instance, the two signers that will be on the check, and I believe you can have up to four, would be the mayor and the clerk typically, right? But since Harvey has a multi-layered finance department where you have the comptroller and the treasurer, right? So it would be the mayor, the treasurer, and then the alternate should have been the comptroller if we're being, you know, real about the situation.
Facts.
Um, and so this is how they had it previously. Um, I know you can't see this because I got my thing on, but um the alderperson of the second ward passed out how they previously had it. So they had the mayor. So these are the four signatories that they had on the account before the mayor passed away. It was the mayor, the admin. So it says admin. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if that meant Ramona was on there and Kareem was on there, right? And then it had the clerk and the treasurer. That's a lot of people, and I ain't never seen any municipality have admin on there. So I've never seen a
Right.
municipality have the village administrator on or an administrative assistant because it just says admin, so we have no idea what that specifically meant.
Mhm.
On the check signing, right? So that to me, was throwing me off. So what Colby proposed for the resolution that the treasurer asked her to put forth, because the other people, Shirley in particular, and let me just make this disclaimer: anyone that is watching this and is related to Shirley, I have no personal feelings about Shirley. This is strictly about professionalism and what should be done in correspondence to the residents. I don't have any personal feelings about her. I'm sure that she's a nice person outside of this being a mayor. I don't know. But I don't know her. And this is not personal attacks. This is from my eyewitness accounts and what I am witnessing. So these are not personal statements. These are observations.
This not personal. This business. This our money.
Correct. So
I don't
I
care
just
what
don't
who.
want, if
Oh,
anybody from her
mm,
family or anybody that likes her is watching, I ain't watching her because all she do, child,
that's
please.
true.
We being real and we talking business over here. Okay.
Mhm.
So, she really did not, which I didn't understand. The mayor passed away, which would mean that only one signer,
One
should have
signer?
should have been on the checks. But as was revealed, the clerk who resigned, so she was no longer, there to sign.
Mhm.
Aisha was still there. She was on, but the admin. So as you said,
Mhm.
Aisha worked full-time job. So in her absence, the only person that could sign checks was Kareem. Well, where they do that at? And
And that didn't even make
Shirley said she was fine with that. Ma'am,
but
how?
the but that don't even make sense. Even what it don't even pass the smell test. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather that there be somebody that the people elected to be signing these checks, not random people who are not who we didn't put into office. They can sign
That
your
part.
check, but they can't sign the check that come out our office because the people
That part.
owns the city hall.
That part. That
And that's
part.
the part that's
Because
frustrating. It's frustrating, super to
yeah,
watch it
I
sometimes. It's
mean,
like they don't care. They play in your face, and we supposed to be looking like, okay, massa.
yeah, I mean, I feel like they just want you to say okay to everything. Nothing has really
Yes.
changed. For
No.
me, Clark passed away, and it's the same attitude. Matter of fact, we're gonna
Mhm.
watch it because this whole thing was crazy to me. We're gonna we're gonna watch it.
Mhm.
And so this, that check thing needed to be cleared up. But we're gonna probably, I think I recorded that, but I'm not sure. Um, so there was a bit of a back and forth between the treasurer and Shirley when Shirley told her, "Well, this not the language that you wanted." This not the language that you wanted. Um, for the resolution. You knew what she wanted. You keep admitting sitting in that seat that you're having all of these meetings with these people, yet you're coming into the public acting like you didn't say the things you said to them.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because because I've spoken to the treasurer, I believe that she was very clear when she spoke with you and sent you an email and said, this is how it should be. And why should you put a stipulation on her that she got to be there to sign the checks? Of course. Why she can't sign the checks on Saturday?
I was gonna ask you the same thing. I'm like, why couldn't they just say, okay, well, okay, on what day of the week will you be able to get here to sign the checks?
Right. Or okay, you can come in on Saturday and do it because why? Because she's an elected official. She's not
Mhm.
included in the salaried people who are working those,
Mhm.
9 to 12 hours or whatever. Right? She's a salary person. She should have
Mhm.
keys to the building so she can unlock the door, go in there to her office and sign checks and go on by her business. And then there you go.
Does she
I
have an
just do not.
office?
She should have an office in there.
I
She's the
said, but
treasurer.
does she have an office?
But I don't know. She's just now gonna be getting um she's just now gonna be getting access back to the system. We heard that. She said that this week she's supposed to get access back to the system. And I believe that Shirley's only doing these things to say, okay, look what I
Mhm.
did.
Mhm.
Oh, it's a new day while still doing the same things. like like
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you, this is a Frank Zuccarelli move, by the way. I'm gonna give you something and then act like I did this big thing while still continuing to do the sneaky underhanded things on this side. Right?
Yeah.
That's what I feel like is going on. Like we being gaslit. We being gaslit at every turn. Every time you go to
Yes.
these meetings, we are being gaslit. And
Yes. It's
That
draining.
yeah, it's like I'm like this cannot be real. Like you can't be saying this. Um,
Mm-mm.
so that signing thing to me was something that was very important, but Shirley didn't think that it was important, even though she didn't even have the power to sign checks. So who was signing
Mm.
them? Who been signing checks? If you saying she can't get here to sign, who been signing checks? Listen, who who been
That's why they
signing?
don't. And listen, that's why they don't want her to see who's been signing them checks.
I mean, that's why she was locked out the system. We can't even ask Clark because he over there in witness protection somewhere. Lord, allegedly, allegedly, allegedly. Okay, we can't even ask him.
Can't get that out.
Okay,
R.I.P. Hmm.
okay, allegedly,
Allegedly.
because when you get put away, you get put away.
Literally.
Okay, and so
Yeah.
that was a thing. However, they passed this resolution as written, which did I don't even know what the language was. I'm gonna have to look it up because um it wasn't what the treasurer asked for. So it really didn't matter to me what it said because it wasn't what the treasurer was asked for. And Edith Bunker and low budget Marvin Sapp and Leave It to Beaver, they all passed it as usual.
As usual.
Okay, and
And
then
that's hold on before you go further. And that's the most frustrating thing about this. Them three right there, you don't even ask freaking questions. And you claim that you live in this community, but you ain't asking questions.
no, they live in the community that they created because they don't have to worry about the things you have to worry about. Don't forget that, right?
Facts.
Because if they want something, they just have to make a phone call and they're gonna get it. As a matter of fact, I was very interested and very intrigued when Doo-Wop Tyrone said that he hired a crew and paid them and gave them vests and stuff to haul that trash away and get the trash away. Now, where did you get the money?
You know where he got that money from. And you
Hey,
write today's date on when he said that. He got that $25,000. He gonna get reimbursed and get his money right back. And guess what, honey child, sweetie pie? He cleaned up the lot where his face is on.
my thing is, who did you pay to do it? Can we see time cards?
Oh, you don't want no time. They ain't none. You know they ain't got no paperwork out here.
Uh, so why do you think you should get paid? Well, you should get paid because the comptroller admitted that he just pay invoices. He don't look at them.
Yes, yes, yes.
Listen, Alphabet Boys, if you're not here yet, why you
Mm,
not? Because these people are admitting things
mhm.
on camera, left and right, that don't make any sense. That
No
constable
sense.
sat there and said, when he was asked about an invoice, whose name was on the invoice? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to wear a T-shirt that say I don't know.
Let me submit an invoice to Harvey because it better get paid because he not even looking at who he paying. He don't
He,
know who he paying.
he don't
That's
even
what
know who
he
he
admitted
paying.
to. He just paying
Mm-mm.
people. Hey, Wow Miguel, my favorite gal. Thank you for coming in. Thank you to all my moms for modding this evening. I really do appreciate you for being here and creating a great environment for the people. But yeah, I'm just like, did he just say he don't know?
Hell no.
So D Love, get your notary invoice and submit it. And just be like, I notarized all these papers for the city. He ain't gonna know because he don't look at the
HE double hockey. I do not look good in stripes, so I'm not even fooling with them people doing that.
I'm just saying, Alphabet Boys, when you gonna
Mm-mm.
get here?
We
Because like I said, these people are admitting things on camera,
on camera.
left and right, that don't make any sense.
And
Okay.
What their names are again?
Who?
The 3 people you gave the name. Edith Bunker.
Oh, Edith Bunker, the low budget Marvin Sapp, and Leave It to Beaver.
Leave it to Beaver.
I mean, the low budget Marvin Sapp, you know, he is always close the doors.
Ooh, literally.
Stop asking us questions in these meetings. Call us before these meetings or call us after these meetings. Close the doors.
That's
Okay?
chilling.
Close the doors. The doors
Let
are
me out.
closed. I said close the doors.
Okay.
Because every time he get up, that's the way I be feeling. I be feeling like he about to take a collection. We about to get raped in him because he
And he
don't
already
want
done that.
He don't
He had
want
to
us
pay
to ask
somebody.
anything, and then he want to whip us with the word. We ought to be taking care of each other. Sir,
Taking care of each other. Hold
close
on.
the doors.
Hold on. Super producer. Did he not
What?
say we supposed to be taking care of each other? But then when Kobe Chapman took some Pampers to somebody, then you came into my ward. But we not supposed to be taking care. We're supposed
That
to be
wasn't
taking care of
him.
each other.
That wasn't him that said that. That was Edith Bunker. And listen, the rebuttal for me from the alderwoman was
Oh yeah.
immaculate because you know Edith Bunker is always a meathead, always
Girl.
loud and wrong. Always loud and wrong. Okay?
Girl.
So I
How did
love
she
that.
get in that seat?
She was appointed at first. Was she
Oh,
not? Was she
yes.
not appointed? And
You're
she
right.
was.
You're right.
Just because you appointed don't mean you anointed. That's a word. Catch it.
Ooh.
You'll catch
What
it in a
they
minute. You'll
what
catch
they
it in a minute.
say? Hey,
Huh?
Super, what they say? They say everyone. Wait, some people are chosen, or some people are called, and some are not chosen. Why that
What,
scripture go,
listen,
girl?
just because you are chosen doesn't mean you are called.
And
Huh? What? Anyway, child, that girl is always loud
I'm
and
not the
wrong. And so the
yes.
older person of the second ward had to let her know that actually, I got a call from Miss Jackson in the 6th ward. Sorry, Miss Jackson.
I don't
Okay.
blame her.
And then I got a call from the 6th ward, Miss Jackson, who told me that she had all of these depends that she wanted to give away. And then I received a call from somebody in the 3rd ward over there in Bedrock where the Flintstones live at, where Edith Bunker be sitting in her side chair, a meathead. I got a call from a resident in the 3rd ward that didn't feel comfortable calling Bedrock Edith Bunker, and said she was in need of some depends. So the alderman of the 4th ward and the alderman of the 2nd ward went to disperse the depends that was gathered from the 6th ward. Now, here's my question. You all over there on that side of the table are worried about some depends.
Depends.
Nobody depend on you.
Praise the Lord,
Didn't
saints.
call you. Tell me why they didn't call you.
And listen,
Tell
what they
me
do in the
why
church,
did
they
not
throw
call
the
you.
little
Okay. Close the doors.
preach. Preach.
Close the doors. Close the doors. You should
Girl.
be getting your offering out right now. Close the doors. Okay?
Close the door.
Because you worrying about depends.
Depends.
Okay, but can't nobody depend on you because they did not call you for nothing. Okay, they didn't call you for anything.
Oh, that's a
Okay?
sermon right there.
Just because you was chosen does not mean you was called. Somebody chose you and appointed you to that seat, Edith Bunker, but you was not called, and we could tell that by what you because nobody's depending on you. Jesus, listen, I can't even take credit for that word because that word came from somebody else. And if you listen to somebody else, bless your ministry. Close the doors.
Close the doors.
That is the word of close the doors. Okay.
Yes, you done preached a sermon today.
Okay. You're gonna
in
catch
2 minutes.
You're gonna catch it in a minute. If you haven't caught it, you're gonna catch it in a minute. And when you catch it, you're gonna be on fire. Okay? You're gonna be on
Amen,
fire
saints.
trying to get rid of
Yes.
this corruption.
Yes,
So
saints.
that, that whole thing, when she does that,
Mm-hmm.
when the aldermen are giving their aldermanic speeches, and the only thing she can think to do is to bully, berate, and talk about other people. She not talking
Yes.
about anything she doing in her ward. So she not talking
Yes.
about having no ward meeting.
No.
She on the economic development board. She not talking about having no economic development.
No.
This hot off the press. Let me tell you, hot off the press. Marshawn Tolbert is going to be appointed to the Economic Development Board. Now, you've been seeing him hang around the outskirts of these meetings. People ain't
Mm-hmm.
hanging around for nothing. Close the doors. Because
Mm.
when Clark was alive, we didn't see none of these people.
No.
Okay. So I'm just telling you, get ready. Just like I told you, Rosa was going to get appointed to that force board
You did say that.
here on AITQ, look for
You did say
Marshawn
that.
Talbert. If you don't know who he is, he ran for mayor of Harvey and lost. He is on the Mag Mile Association board. So
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine this is why Shirley thinks that he can bring economic development to Harvey. Now I want to ask Shirley a question. Now here's the question, Shirley. Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
The Mag Mile is empty.
I need to drive
Nordstrom's
down
done
there.
left. Macy's
Mm-hmm.
done left.
Mm-hmm.
Starbucks done left. I mean, there's hardly anything left but some storefront stores, and they're barely hanging on because of all the debt that these investors have left on the
Mm-hmm.
Mag Mile. And I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they have left hundreds of millions of dollars. So I'm just, I feel like Harvey is in a place where you need proven people, proven results, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
nice to be like, oh, I believe in them, right? But it's another thing to be like, well, they have done this, they brought this, and this. Now, if he have the connections to bring a Jules, bring Aldi back, to bring a Food for Less, to bring any other Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, Amazon Fresh. If he can do any of this, he should be walking in the door with it because he already sit on the board for the Mag Mile Association, right?
Right.
Close the doors.
Dang.
I'm just telling you, he's gonna be appointed to this board, and
When?
that's what's gonna happen. It's probably gonna happen at the next meeting.
Next
And
one.
that's
Okay.
the April 13th meeting, I believe. You see.
So let me ask you this then. So this hopefully the federal government see all this movement around. Have these people been promised these jobs? Because I don't understand how you step down from one, you move here, then you bring the one you sleep with right here, and then the one that we don't have a record or paperwork to back up where you come from and how you got here.
I mean, when you're sitting in this mayor seat, let me just say this. When you're sitting in this mayor seat, you have a little bit of a free range to do certain things. So the mayor has 5 appointments of people that they can appoint.
Mhm.
So if it's within their appointments, it ain't really too much we can do about it, right? The
Yes.
only thing that you're seeing is their character, because if you tell them your disapproval, if the majority of the crowd disapproves and you still go in that same direction, that just tells you what type of time they on. Close the doors.
Close the doors.
Just
Yeah,
tells you
and
what
that's
type of time they on.
yeah, I get that, and I understand that she has free range, um, who she wants in there. But when we think about uh, forward thinking people with plans and ideas and coming to the table, I'm not just talking about the windmill coming people. I'm talking about like real things and real businesses. And again, because Dixie Square Mall left, once the industry left, the mall left, and then Harvey started to go down. They never was able to get back. And we don't need no weed. We don't need no more strip clubs out here. We need real jobs out here.
One thing I feel like the once the mall left, that's when the bulk of the corruption began, right? Because you seen the exodus of the businesses because maybe they were being extorted, right?
Yeah,
And
but I don't mean to
and
cut you off.
how do you keep business when you're trying to keep money in your own personal pocket? And maybe that's because there's loads of things happening in the background, right? And maybe that's
Yes.
the talk around business people. Because listen, the talk around these news stations is Harvey is not newsworthy. This what they've been doing out there.
Mm-hmm.
They full of corruption. And so they don't come and report. They don't come and report unless it's something about the mayor that's going on. Right? They don't
Yes.
care.
Yes.
It has to be something about the mayor or something, somebody got in a fight or something happened.
Drama.
Yeah, it has to be something, like that in order for them just to report the truth about some local government politics that's
Mm-hmm.
going on.
Mm-hmm.
Because that room should have been filled with local news stations when this acting mayor appointed the former clerk to the first ward alderman seat and then sat in that chair and told everybody that I've been knowing her since 2010. She was working on my campaigns. So you just gonna admit to nepotism. That's what you're gonna do.
Exactly.
FBI, where is you at? Where is you at?
Girl, that's what I be talking about. Yeah, so that means Roger's wife, nothing personal, all business. The woman stole the chicken wings and did some corrupt things and went to jail, but she can get back in that seat like that and be over money or sign a check.
But
Um,
listen, they have moved from board to board together. You heard her admit that.
mm-hmm.
When I was on the South Suburban board, so was Miss Rogers. Imagine
Yep.
that. Did you know her then?
Yes.
I
Where?
mean, huh?
Hmm.
Close the doors.
Hmm.
Because listen, when you sat there and said she worked on your campaign, she should have never been appointed.
Hmm.
That's nepotism. That is a classic. I'm familiar with
Hmm.
this person. They helped me get into office, so I'm going to do them this favor. That's what
Yes.
that looks like.
Yes.
I'm gonna take
Yes.
this disclaimer again. This is nothing personal against Shirley. I don't know her. I don't know her. This is not about her character. This is about her actions. This is about
Mhm,
business. This is about what she's doing as the mayor.
mhm.
Okay. So admitting that someone since they worked on your campaign, that's a problem.
That's
I mean,
diabolical.
I don't know how you're viewing it, but you know, if there was something that you needed to vote on that concerned her, you would have to abstain because she worked on your campaign.
Yes. And them 3 fools right there, just gonna go along with it, knowing that the sugar honey iced tea is wrong. You need to get you one of them sound things that when the door closed, when you say close the door and
I'm
bam, the door closed.
I'm gonna get it up there. Shirley was an employee of SSC, not a board member. Well, Shirley admitted herself at that meeting. She said, when I was at South Suburban on the board, I could be wrong.
She did say
Let me
that.
go look right quick because people be piquing my interest. Let me get on my phone and do it. But either way, she was familiar with Janet.
Eh, she
You
wasn't
know,
familiar with it because if she was familiar with her, she would have known the woman that just got out of jail for 180 days or something like that before she got pardoned. That would be familiar. I would no offense or no shade to anybody, but I don't want to be associated with you. Cause I'm not trying to go to jail if you do something out the way. I believe in second chances, but it's not a chance I want to take at this stage in life. I'm just saying. They doing too much. They doing too much. And she
Oh,
know.
always.
Hey, Bobo. I Bobo, I was on the bus with Bobo. That's where we was at together.
That's where y'all was at. Okay, Amanda, you're
Mhm.
right. So she was she a teacher there? I don't know because I didn't look into that. I didn't look into that part too much. I just knew
Mhm.
that Janet was on the board and Shirley somehow
Mhm.
worked at South Suburban. I knew that they were familiar with each other from there, amongst other things.
Mhm.
Amongst other things.
That's what I'm saying. Promise something. And
I
that's how
mean,
everybody's moving around the way they're moving, like a magical, like what's that called? Something chairs, musical chairs.
okay, she was director of. Oh, if she was director of continuing education, she
Mm.
definitely knew Janet on the board
Mm.
because they gonna meet with her to talk about attendance and getting new students and all of that. So, oh yeah,
Mhm.
okay. So I feel safe still. Thank you,
Mm.
Amanda. Um,
Amanda. Oh, first of all, that's Amanda who is just threw her hat in the ring for being for all the woman, right?
yes, ma'am. For the fifth ward, for
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 the
uh
fifth ward.
for the T. Room Marvin Sapp's ward. Hmm.
You're hilarious. Get kick him up out of there. Go ahead, girl.
Yes, because
Mm.
we need somebody who's going to actually hold meetings in their wards and talk to the residents, find out what's
Mhm.
going on in the ward. Now, since we were talking about this appointment, I there should have been so many questions from the Three Stooges on the other side of the
Mhm.
table about, well, if she couldn't show up as the clerk, how can she now show up as the alderperson? And why didn't she just take a leave of absence if it
That's
was
my
just
question.
family, a family situation?
Mhm.
Why didn't she take, some time off, and
Mhm.
ask for the time off, and get through the board, then come back? Now, rumor has it, now I don't talk about a lot of rumors, but I gotta allegedly tell you this one. Now, allegedly, Rosa was being asked to do something as the clerk by the former mayor.
Mhm.
May he rest in that, you
In
know,
peace.
in pieces, or at that at that witness protection house, or wherever he might be. Okay, allegedly, um,
Allegedly.
that he wanted her to do some things that was not ethical or legal. So I don't really buy um that you was having family problems because you could have just took a leave of absence and then came back. Or whatever, whenever your family issues was kind of taken care of. Because now October, you hadn't been to a meeting since October, November. So let's do November, December, January. So you took 3 months off. So you could have took a little short leave of absence
Mhm.
and then can look what happened in between that time. That man is no longer there. So was this a play for to put Janet in that seat all along, allegedly, because we know that she'll do fraudulent things allegedly without hesitation? Is that what I mean, I'm hearing a lot of things. There is a close
That's
the doors. There is a lot of things that are swirling around out here. But this is what it looks like. So
mhm.
now Rosa can sit in the first alderman seat and continue to give a yes vote when the mayor tell them to. Because what did the mayor tell you? The acting mayor told you that her and Rosa are very close. They've been
Yep.
close since 2010 when she
Mhm.
worked on her campaign. So
So
you
that
know for a
means
fact that Rosa never gonna ask a question. She never
mhm.
gonna have a thought, and she always gonna have that yes vote in her back pocket.
But we
I
have to
mean,
give Rosa some credit though. She didn't want to do anything illegal, allegedly, right? So she does
right?
some
Okay,
have some
yeah, I
ethical
will give her
merits.
credit for that. That, and then I'm gonna do some subtraction because the FBI got a phone number, huh? They got that hotline bling. I mean, why
Ooh.
you didn't pick up the hotline bling and be like, "Hey, yo, come get this man." And maybe she
Mhm.
did, and maybe allegedly that's why he in witness protection and not here. I don't know.
Oh,
I
that
don't.
means it. Hey, listen, you open the door because I gotta be petty now. So why the mama sit up front like that if she not a public official elected?
I have been asking this question since they let her in the back door. And listen, don't come up here trying to come at me with what I'm saying because I go to these meetings. Don't ever forget that. And get there most of the time an hour before the meeting starts. So I'm sitting in the parking lot and watching who's going in and out of this building.
Mm.
And so I watched her go in the building, be let into the employees' entrance of the building to go in the building before the meeting.
Now
So
where they
I
do that
watched
at?
it with my own eyes. Okay, huh?
Where do they do that at?
I don't understand why it's being done.
Yes.
It needs to be addressed, and I don't understand why it's being done. Because shouldn't you be somewhere grieving? I'm gonna say that again. And everybody grieve different. But I know one
Yeah.
thing: I'm not gonna be grieving at no meeting. I'm
No.
not gonna be sitting amongst people who never liked
No.
my son. I'm not gonna be doing it.
Girl, and have you ever watched her during a meeting? I said she about to pass out over there. One meeting, Ryan was talking. She was, and,
It was
they
freezing.
start saying her girl.
Yeah,
And
it was freezing in there too. And I was like, "What is wrong with her? She okay?
yeah.
Why are you here?" That's all I'll be wanting to stand up and say. Miss
Why
Whitaker,
you here?
why are you here?
I'm at home grieving. I'm not
That's
coming
where
to no more
I would
meetings.
that's where I would be. I would be at home trying to gather my
Mhm.
thoughts and adjust my
Mhm.
life to this new normal with my son in witness protection. And I can never talk to him again.
And that's why
Allegedly.
she and so because if it was me and my son was in that building, I would never walk back in that building. Like I can't even go to the same church my mother went to because I cannot bear that loss. So you mean you gonna walk up in here every twice a week?
Because it's the memories, right? It's the memories
Mm-mm.
and then the room is full of people who not necessarily liked him, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was there's not a lot of people in there that was for him. And I just don't understand why she is over there sitting over there like she works, like she's a part of the administration. That's how it is. That's how it
And not
looks.
only, and this is no disrespect to anybody, but as a taxpayer, I have questions. And not only that, she get a cushion chair. She get a reimbursement.
Oh, we're
Like,
gonna
where
talk
they do
about
that
that.
at?
Let's
Mm,
get to these
okay.
public comments because these public comments was interesting. Some of them I missed while I was out there
Uh,
talking to the solar panel man, and I'll tell y'all about that conversation. Uh yeah, I'll tell y'all about that. But let's
yeah.
let's listen to the first comment and then we'll get your
Okay.
thoughts and we'll keep it moving. Hold on one second. Let me get this. You know how you get a computer be acting funny?
Girl, yeah. Everybody give super producer a big hand. She talking
For
about
what?
Harvey and she doing her thing over here.
No, me, I'm just trying to keep the the I'm trying to keep the true information going out here because you got to talk about the real information because we are getting fake news in the real supposedly news.
Mm.
But anyway, here we go.
And the lady on the other side is helping her.
We have Nate Fields, following Nate Fields, Sharissa, yes.
You notice they don't have a lot of staff in this meeting anymore?
Good evening, Harvey. Good evening, Mayor, Alderman, Alderwomen, distinguished guests and friends. My name is Daniel Fields, and I thank you for the opportunity to address the council of an issue that's troubled my spirit for a while. This issue is the safety and beautification side. You can't hear me. This issue is about the beautification of the city of Chicago, the city of Harvey. 7 or so years ago, a group of concerned citizens concerned about crime in the city of Harvey decided to not just talk about the problem, but to do something about it. A group of people that was spearheaded by this young lady, Leroy Clay, Chappelle Hooks, myself, and others. We called it the Meet Up Cleanup Group, where we cleaned up abandoned properties and removed high bushes and trees, cutting grass and removing and bagging trash, making the property safe for the people in the community. This venture made way for a border group to start securing properties, thereby hindering criminal activities inside these properties. We cleaned up dozens of properties. All right, we cleaned up and boarded up over 400 properties. All right, in the city of Harvey. We also did some work around in other cities. But we didn't have financial assistance from the city. We didn't need it. We got it from the citizens. All right, the citizens helped us out to purchase the boards and nails and things that we needed. We had no casualties. Nobody got hurt during this process. We had probably 20 people that came out and volunteered and helped us to do this thing. I come humbly before the city council today to get your blessings on bringing back these organizations. I spoke to the mayor, and she told me to come and talk to the council. So we also had help from Alderman Tracy Key. He was a big help. He came out and helped us out every day that we were out there. Tyrone Rogers also came out and helped us out as well. So we appreciate you guys, but since the state of Illinois has a code for cleaning up and doing things in the state of Illinois, we understand that it's okay and it takes the liability off of the city of Harvey, the things that we were doing out there. So we don't want nothing to happen, to come on them. So we have organizations that we take responsibility for. 28 seconds. We are not in operation to sow discord, but we're in operation to open doors to growth, development, and prosperity, and close the doors to poverty, hurt, harm, and danger. If anyone wishes to volunteer, you can contact myself, Ms. Roy, or Chappelle, any member of the crew. Thank you.
All right. So that was Nate Fields Sr. So anybody that wanted to know, yes, that is Nate Fields Jr.'s father. And he was making a comment that they used to board up the abandoned homes, right?
Mm-hmm.
The thing that I found interesting was, you notice at the end of his comment, who did he say he talked to?
The current, was it the current mayor?
Yeah, he said he called Shirley. Why are we
Yeah.
having all of these behind the scenes conversations, but then when you get in these public meetings, you are saying something totally different in front of the people. You're telling them she told him to come to the meeting and say in a public comment what he wanted to do, to start back doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he did, she starts talking about liability on the city. Now I got a question, D Love. If these are abandoned properties and the owners ain't been taking care of them, why would they give two flips if somebody else was out there taking care of it?
I want to say it. If I remember correctly, it was Clark who stopped them from doing that. I
And
remember when
give
this
them tickets,
happened.
issued them tickets for doing it.
Oh, yes, yes. That's crazy. Diabolical. And this is the thing I got to ask you then. Why, if these properties are abandoned, how can you not contacted the owners of these properties?
I mean, they had if you came to this ward meeting was last year.
Mhm.
Tracy Keys used to sit on the board that handled this before Clark uh started acting like he started acting. Um and so Tracy said that they had a lawyer that this is
Mm.
all that he did
Mm.
was that he researched and he said they terminated that man's contract and did not pay him and it left hundreds of thousands of dollars on the table.
Oh, okay.
So they had an attorney this was his sole job. This is what he
Mm.
did. And Tracy would go out and board up the homes and
Mhm.
clean. This is what the cleanup crew was doing, right?
Mhm.
And then they were turning in to that lawyer what they did at each property so that they could properly ticket the owner when they found them and take them to court, right? And get all the monies for the city.
So let me ask you a question then. In theory, if you 2 years behind on your taxes, they could just take the property.
Not anymore. Remember, they declared that illegal through the Supreme
Oh.
Court. So now Cook County gonna be on the hook for millions for all of
Mm.
these people homes that they took.
Mm.
Right.
Mm.
So, my thing is find the owners, find out what they plan on doing, tell
Mhm.
them they have to pay these fines. But if they don't want the property, then sign it over to the city so that we could put it in the land bank.
Yes, but, I had went with Ryan last month to, Calumet City's, city council meeting, and the South Suburban, Land Bank people, I think that's who they were,
Mhm.
and they said that they work hand in hand with the city, and they do the research, and they, take the property over, and then they put it back on the market, and it goes back to the city.
Well, they have to give them a list first, right? Of all the abandoned properties.
It's on the website.
No, I'm saying from the city of Harvey. So the
I
city of
know.
Harvey will have to turn over to them
Mhm,
the list of abandoned properties, right? And then they
mhm.
take it from there, right?
Yes.
Now, rumor has it that the former mayor,
Which one?
Mayor Clark,
Okay. I was gonna say
was
dead or alive, but I didn't wanna be that mean, but go ahead.
right, right. Either one for me, child. Cause if when he sat in that seat, he was dead. He was dead to the people because he was not listening to him. He didn't care nothing about him. But
Mhm,
anyway, he would block people for emails when they would try to
mm,
contact him to help the city in certain things. But if they didn't do what he wanted them to do, he would block he would block their emails.
okay.
I mean,
Not
I'm just saying, I mean, you know, anyway, that's just what
unfortunate.
I heard. That's just what I heard. But the man said that they have nonprofit
Mm,
organizations. So if you're a nonprofit organization and you do something of this nature, you still have to carry liability insurance.
mhm,
So when they say it's a liability to how? It's a nonprofit organization who have their own liability insurance.
mhm,
And and I might add, you're already half staff with the public works. So if it's on the city, so most municipalities abandon homes, right? When the people don't pay, then the city have to go out there and send somebody to cut the grass, right? Whether it
right,
be the city cut it or they have contracted people who cut abandoned grass and then they turn in the invoice to them, right? So
mhm,
you running at half staff at public works and you have a nonprofit asking to come in and not asking from you anything from you, say they got their own funding, their own people, their own insurance, their own lawyers. You don't gotta worry about nothing
mhm.
to board up these abandoned homes, cut the grass, cut down the weeds, get everything straightened up. and you start talking about something random. You already spoke to this man on the phone. Was it your intention for you to tell this man to come to this meeting and then embarrass him? Because I'll be wondering about these things.
Yeah.
I'll be wondering, you're asking for help. You're asking for help. You're saying you're a distressed city. Well, if you know anybody that can help us. This man just came and just offered to help you. And then y'all start talking crazy. You got Edith Bunker over there clapping about the liability. But girl, just a few months ago, you was talking about these businesses that didn't want to pay their taxes.
Hey,
And
is she the head of the
leaving.
economic?
Okay, but now that they leaving, what you saying? We got people for you in the city. Girl, you go from foolish topic to foolish topic. I can't even close the doors. Close the doors. But
Bam.
I think, and I think that LaRoyce and them, they should just get permission from Cook County to do it. Because if the 911 calls now are going to Cook County instead of the central processing center, right? Then they should just go to Cook County, go to the Cook County Commissioner Board and ask for permission from them.
They should try it.
Yeah, because these homes are abandoned, right? Some of them might already be on the land bank roll, right? You don't know, right? Maybe they should just go and ask them, and then try to work with them to find out about these homes. Because at some point you just gotta find a workaround, right?
Yes.
When you trying to go through the front door and the front door ain't open, sometimes you gotta go through a window or the back door.
Not the window.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they doing everything in their power to stop progress, but saying that they're trying to move the city forward.
But yeah, they're not trying to move the city forward.
Right, but if the progress not benefiting them, they can't get praised for it, or they can't get money for it. They don't want to do it. Because that's what it seemed like to me.
Or a photo op.
Next comment. Next case.
Next.
Followed by Michael Cronin.
Hi, my name is Teresa Guest. I'm the sixth ward. Having this party, my best lending a helping hand. Good evening, Mayor Lewinsky, members of the council, and to the residents as well. I'm here to address the hazardous conditions in our community. I've come to a conclusion that this isn't just about fly dumpers, it's our own neighbors trying to comply with codes and regulations, but caught in a web with garbage that sits abandoned. The conflict. Most residents throw away old commodities, unaware that current systems obligate a strict procedure. Since the materials remain at a standstill, accumulating rodents plus mosquitoes, that's where some of that environmental protection comes in. Affecting the vision of Harvey. We're basically condemning residents who cannot sustain proper means of disposal. The solution, in regards to issuing citations, I'm requesting the city to modify bulk disposal, drop fee prices that doesn't align with income median, sound communication. I know I just went on Facebook before this and seen dumpster thing. I remember getting something at my house before, but a lot of people are still not paying attention to that. A lot of people aren't on social media. That same thing you sent to the house is right out there on the street. So you have to find some other ways. So this is what I came up with. Part of mine that's dumpster days, as well as you're already doing. But you have strict, like I said, procedures, so that it has to be in the front, and things of that nature. You don't know who put it there. So I was thinking crowdsource timely events, putting more signage up, I guess, to let people know, and where it's big enough in places that people, places that will attract people where people are usually looking around. So crowdsource timely events that allows residents not to drop off trash, but educate them on environmental protection as well. So when they come here, tell them about how that's affecting their health. And also, just offer some in-person help. If you want me to come over and help, like you said, Tyrone's there, I'll come myself and do it. Closing. By working together, we can help people make better choices, build a better tomorrow. Let's bring a helping hand to our residents. Let's lend a helping hand to our residents and be a good role model. Thank you. And I just want to say, where's that allocation for out with the old and in with the new for all of Harvey?
Now, what did you think about her comment?
I thought that it was. I could tell that she was nervous. Okay. She's young people just who care about where they live. That's what I felt. Uh,
Now, I liked her comment because she came with solutions, right?
Solution. Yes,
She
that's
had
that was the other one.
solutions.
Yes.
She had solutions for things that can, help. She was saying that they came and picked up the bulk trash. However, people did not know, right? Because some
No.
people are not on social media, right?
Mhm.
And they don't get on the internet or whatever. And she was trying to let them know that there needs to be some other way for you to get the word out, right?
Yes.
And I understood that. I understood, but I also felt bad for her in a way because Doo Wop Tyrone is her alderman, right? Well, I didn't even, I didn't want to pull her to the side and say, "Girl, your alderperson's supposed to be having ward meetings."
Yes. They say he has them. I don't
Where?
I don't know. I never knew where it was at. And
I
I
never
don't know.
seen him
There,
advertised. He don't announce them when he do his alderman speech. Have he
mm-mm.
ever said, "I'm having a ward meeting,"
No.
or "Oh, so the ward meeting is just for specific people"?
It has
Close
to
the
be.
doors.
Or seniors.
Close the
It,
doors. Close
and a
them.
lot of the people in that room, especially on the side I was sitting on, are from the 6th ward, if you
Wow.
notice.
Wow. And I'm just thinking, is he having ward meetings?
Hell no.
Of course not, because this woman didn't even know that ward meetings are a thing. And that
Mm-hmm.
he should be having them. I wanted to tell her, "Girl, come to the next second ward meeting, because that lady over there in the second ward, everybody can come, because there was
Yeah.
everybody at the last one."
I
But
go.
I ain't want to get into Leave It to Beaver business. So up there
Yes.
dressed like a
Ugh.
bag of mulch. He was dressed like a you know what?
Ugh.
Let me move around.
Rashad,
Um,
stop.
and so
I don't feel
I
it.
I really liked, I hated that this was her first meeting,
Mm-hmm.
because how long have we been doing this, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I also am glad that now she is awake, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
hopefully she will come to the meeting on the 13th and, continue to come so that maybe
Mm-hmm.
she can, alert her neighbors to what's going on, since the alderman is not getting the word out to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
He's just worried about hiring a crew and telling us he hired a crew to do something and he paid them and then he want to be reimbursed. What I want to do is see proof that you paid them.
No,
Because
and he
I
wants to be photo op. I saw it on Facebook. I was
you
like,
saw him taking pictures with the Markham Public
mm-hmm.
Works, like he did something and he didn't
Mm-hmm.
do that. No. But
Yes.
anyway, let's move on to the next public
Anywho.
comment. But I loved her solutions. I
Yeah.
hope that she starts coming and getting really engaged, especially for the 6th ward sake.
Yes. But we need more people from the 6th ward to come out. They sent out flyers. The city hall sent out flyers. By the time the flyer gets here, we done passed the boat pickup.
Mm.
Uh,
Something needs to be done. I mean, you're in the what? You're in the 6th ward too, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So if you would have had that ward meeting,
Mm-hmm.
then you would have had a place. You would have had that time, and you would have got that flyer at that ward meeting, right? Pick that ward
Facts.
meeting because these ward meetings are very important. They're very important for information's sake because if you're a person who works nights or you work on Mondays, you work 12-hour shifts on Mondays and you can't get to the meeting, that ward meeting is what's going to keep you informed and involved, right?
Yes.
So, all right.
Yes.
Next case.
Here's another 6 ward. That Michael, another 6 ward. He is hilarious.
Girl.
13.
I'm Michael Cronin, I live in the 6th Ward. I'd like to bring up a number to you guys, the number 13. I want you to understand where this is coming from. 13 is a baker's dozen, Friday the 13th, and the amount of months we have left with all of you together. In 13 months, some of you are going to still be here, and some of you are going to be gone. Let's take the next 13 months and do something with that 13 months to make each ward
Hold
in the
on.
city.
Did Michael just spray some be gone spray? Because he said in 13 months, some of you gonna be here and some of you gonna be gone.
He did.
Okay. I love him because you're gonna see that he rubs Shirley the wrong way. She hates him. I will put him in the category with Ryan. She hates both of them.
Well, how they not gonna like each other though? I mean, they all the same color.
Yeah, but see, this is what I want people to really take a note of. Take a note in all seriousness of who she addresses in her mayoral speech. She never addresses a resident of color's concerns. She's always addressing Ryan or Michael. You can check me out if you want to, but baby, I'm sitting in that room, so I know. Because she always says comments. She addresses comments from Michael. She addressed the half-wit comment. Did you go and hear him say?
That was hilarious.
She always addresses them too. I feel like it's a condescending thing that she does. And again, this is not about her person. This is what she does in a meeting. She could very well flip a switch when she leaves out of there and be a different person, which I think is something that she totally does. But this is how she presents to the public. And if you know her, then you should tell her, you should be telling her that presents very racially charged. That you only address specific people, and it's usually people of your same color. Now, she did address Nate Fields, but that was because he called her and he mentioned that he called her.
Good catch.
If he had never mentioned that he called her, I don't believe she would have addressed him either.
Okay.
But anyway, Michael said, be gone. Shh, close the doors. Okay, let me get it.
Look like it should. Not the halfway stuff we've been getting. We've had a lot of halfway stuff. We still have garbage in the cities. We still have garbage in the wards. Still stuff that needs to be picked up. When we bring a concern to the committees, I brought this to the wards meeting and to my alderman and to other people. We still have a gate down over on Sibley that needs to be repaired. I was told it belongs to Canadian National. Okay, that's I half answer. Has anybody reached out to Canadian National to see if they're going to fix it? Has anybody reached out to Metro to see if they're going to fix it? Anybody else coming in on there? Is it IDOT or is it the city of Harvey? I've given a couple of ideas on how to fix the problem, and they were all shut down because they were worried about legalities. Okay? Let the legal stuff go for a while. Okay? Do something to make the city and the streets and everything else look better than what it does. We are having a flooding problem. At this time, the last meeting we had here, we were worrying about getting more salt. At this
Hold on. I know he didn't say they still having flooding problems when the
Yes.
retention pond has not even been started on Myrtle.
Mm.
And that's because why? Because you're saying the city is broke. Well, you the one entered into an agreement with the MWRD where you had to do certain things and then they had to do certain things. I don't see how that
Mm. So this retention pond will not be completed, correct?
I don't know, but it won't help the flooding because it's not even in a place that floods.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I ain't understand that. We right
Right.
next to the river. I don't understand why the water don't go to the river instead of to our houses.
Well, and that's probably more so of an infrastructure problem, the way that the pipes in the land is leveled and all of those things, right? But
Mm-hmm.
again, you had several options for a retention pond. And because the former mayor was petty, vindictive, and non productive, he wanted to put it in a spot that took people homes that actually paid taxes in Harvey. And now the street is abandoned. Houses are being burned, set on fire. None of them
Yeah.
are boarded up. People are in and out of those places. And now if this retention pond does not get built, guess what? It will be a class action lawsuit from the people who used to live on that block for the city of
Mm.
Harvey. Now, what you gonna say about that, Edith Bunker? A meathead. You up there worried about who for you and stuff. You should be worrying about when this retention pond gonna get started. Because if it don't get built, Harvey, the city of Harvey, is going to get a class action lawsuit from the
Mm.
people whose homes was eminent domain for a
Mm.
retention pond that
That
did
never.
not get built.
And we can't afford any more lawsuits. We can't.
Apparently, you can. Because the only thing that she's worried about is $5,500 for some FOIs that they should have answered. And if they had answered, nobody would have been paying $5,500.
And as long as she get her $25,000, she don't want you to get your $5,000 because you didn't do what you're supposed to do.
I mean, it don't leave room for her to submit any more invoices if you keep getting $5,000.
First of all, I don't know what you talking about on the queue because that little bald headed man right there, he just gonna pay her. He don't even know what's in the bank.
He don't even know who on the invoice, who did the work. I don't know. Close the doors. Cause what? Close the doors, sir. Huh? We gonna need to take a collection right here
Mhm.
because the money that we do have, you misappropriated.
Exactly. We as residents gonna have to stand in the middle of the street and beg for change so we can pay our bills.
I know one thing. If any more lawsuits come and they
Mm.
don't get paid, and they are in this retention pond lawsuit could potentially be a large lawsuit. It could be a
Mhm.
large lawsuit, a class action lawsuit. All the values of these homes will be added together, plus interest, plus
Mm.
the time that these people spent in these homes. That
Mhm.
could be a rather large class action lawsuit that have to get paid out. And how is Harvey going to pay it if they're not getting any income in?
And you know the scary part about that is, what if they never, because they set those homes aside for this retention pond, they can't build nothing else on this land.
Well, listen, let me say this. The president of the MWRD board is a realtor.
Oh, she should
Huh?
be an Uber driver.
Is a realtor.
Mm-mm.
So, and again, I have these when I get a chance to do this live, we're going to do this live because I have FOID MWRD about this project. So I have the other locations that they wanted to put this retention pond in.
Oh,
So
oh, maybe we can go
what's
look at it
stopping them?
Saturday.
Yeah, there's nothing stopping them from saying, okay, we can redirect. Let's see if we can get a developer because they're in the business of land, right? They
Mhm.
own they have a portfolio that is $1 billion
Mm.
worth of land, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they could just be like, okay, well, let's find a developer and we can get rid of that property and we're going to put it over here now. What if that was the plan all along?
But the question is, how can they be able to build or sell that land that has already been taken away for intimate domain?
Mm-hmm.
How can they can't do anything else with it?
Well, ma'am, we have seen them do a lot of things they're not supposed to do anything
That's
with
true.
or like that, right?
That's true.
And the residents haven't been able to stop them as of yet.
You got a point there.
So I'm just confused as to what will stop, because this is what we do. We never follow through on anything.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's draining, right? And it just becomes
Mm-hmm.
something we don't want to do. It becomes another chore. We have to start learning the art of follow through like our counterparts do.
Mm-hmm.
If they do not build this retention pond and it goes to, you need to sue the mess out of both of them entities jointly, the MWRD and the city of Harvey together.
Just
Because
so
if you
MWR.
have experts telling you that this retention pond will be better somewhere else, and you took the advice of a mayor who don't have degree to the first in engineering or EPA certification,
Mm-hmm.
and you just went merely on his suggestion of what he wanted,
Mm-hmm.
you deserve to get this work too.
Dang.
But what does
Dang.
MWRD do on a daily basis? They work with developers, they work with municipalities to purchase, buy, and sell land. That's what they do.
Buy and sell land.
Okay, that's what they do. They buy, sell land, they build retention ponds. That's what they do. They're in the business of doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So it wouldn't be nothing to them to be, and I said their portfolio is $1 billion. So if they get a lawsuit, a class action lawsuit, and they end up having to pay half of a $33 million lawsuit, what they gonna do? They ain't gonna do nothing but dump assets to get the money they need to pay and go on about their business. Harvey the one gonna be hurting because they not gonna have their part of the money.
No. We don't have it.
These are the things I'm talking about.
We don't have
These
it.
ridiculous decisions. Instead of Edith Bunker worrying about somebody sending a Ford, she needs to be asking the MWRD, when is this project going to get started? Because Harvey don't need another frivolous lawsuit in her, to quote her.
And she's head of the committee of the economic. And so she should want this, whatever got going, so we don't need no more, because we need money.
She's too busy. She's too busy worried about the pins and Foys.
And she don't like Kobe for some reason.
And it's getting ridiculous to even watch
Cringy.
that nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are things hanging in the balance. You worried about lawsuits? No, you're not. Because this MWRD retention pond, that right there, that's a powder keg. You should be more worried about that than you worry about anything else.
And we can't even get credit.
Let's see what else Michael's saying.
Maybe getting some pumps for the city, for the city and for the residents to help get water out of the process if they have it. I think that we need some better answers, and we got 13 months left of this group to get those answers. So I'm challenging everyone, the whole arch, all the way around, for 13 months. Give one thing a month and stick to it and don't do it halfway. Cross the T's, dot the I's, put a little smiley face in there if it so needs it, and make it work for yourselves. And as a movie phrase that I like using, do or do not. There is no try.
I like Michael's like, I'm finna stretch it.
Michael
Yeah.
said, "Do or do not. There is no trying. Don't don't say you tried. Don't say you trying. Do or do not. Okay, those are the questions, Michael. Do or do not. Close the door.
Yes. Now, who is this girl? Is new? The one with the yellow sweater?
The yellow jacket. Who is she? I don't even know who she is. I never seen her sitting over there before.
Never.
What department is she in? You don't know?
No, she's new. I just saw it.
Amanda, do you know who this lady in this yellow jacket is? Tell us if you do, because I never seen her before at none of the meetings. Unless she had a different wig. And we just not, she looked different because she got her hair different.
No, no, she's new.
Yeah, I don't recognize her. Where did she come from? Who friend? Who daughter? Who sister didn't get a job now? Jesus, Lord have mercy.
Yes, give Michael a hand clap.
Listen, every time I see Michael, it's a good time because I know he finna blow up this room.
Yes, he gonna blow up the spot.
Shirley extra mad because he gonna call her. He's gonna say something and she's gonna take it personal. Amanda said, "I have no idea. I was wondering too, girl." I was like, "Who is that? Why is she sitting over there?"
Yes, we at the table. I don't know. We on the air? Oh,
I'm gonna find out. Hold on, let me ask. Let me see if I can get an answer right quick.
Okay.
Come on, Amanda.
At the February 23rd City Council meeting, the position of City Clerk was on the agenda, and that position was filled by an appointment. I was totally surprised by this, and I'm sure many others were too. I had many questions, but that's not why I'm speaking tonight. According to the city's own municipal code ordinance 2-96, the minimum, can't say the word right now, appointment, and 2.93 ethics. The definition for familial employment states that any family member, spouse, husband, sister, brother, or cousin, etc. Since the appointed clerk is married to the only person from the 6th ward, this makes the appointment of Janet Rogers illegal. Further clarification of the policy 2-96-30, the city retains the right to refuse to appoint, hire a person to a position in the same department or division wherein its relationship may C, involve potential conflict of interest, and or D, involve the appearance of a potential conflict of interest. The ordinance states that the city retains the right to refuse an appointment that may involve a potential conflict of interest or the appearance of one. It further notes that familial relationships in the workplace can compromise the city's professional objectivity, efficiency, and reputation. This ordinance was specifically established by the late Mayor Clark to prevent these exact situations. While the city's current ethics ordinance 9-2-93 definition may not explicitly address every detail of this scenario, the appointment clearly contradicts the spirit and letter of our municipal laws. As a resident, I am deeply concerned by this disregard for existing ordinances and request an immediate formal review of this matter. SQ followed by Ryan.
That lady told nothing but the truth. Did you hear her say, first of all, let me, I don't know if the bishop is watching us tonight. The bishop, I don't know if you're watching us tonight, but this one's for you. The Bible says to shun the very appearance of evil. Huh? Did that lady say that the former mayor introduced these ethics ordinances and she gave the numbers and the codes?
She did her research
for this very scenario of Janet Rogers and Tyrone Rogers sitting on the same board. Huh? Did she say your former mayor introduced those things?
She did.
Child, escandalo. Okay.
Yes.
That's all for all of my brown brothers. Escandalo. Close the doors.
Close. I can't wait to get that.
You know what? Somebody should make a comment about Janet Rogers every day till she gone.
Okay. Listen, when they start talking about Janet Rogers, do you look at Tyrone Rogers' face? You can see it be moving right here.
Why his wife sitting up there looking like Fraggle Rock? Dead crazy. You know what, Cal? Bring it back in.
She
God's
can't
still
help
working
that.
on me. Don't judge me. God's still working on me. Okay, He's still
Okay.
working on me. But
He not done with you yet.
okay, good. But I'm glad because baby, right now, I'm sitting up here like, what is happening?
Mm-hmm.
What is happening? Why? And like I said, somebody should comment about this Janice Rogers situation every time there's a meeting. She should have to
Yes.
hear it every time there's a meeting because she should have never applied.
Yes. All
Ethically
the
and
people in
morally,
Harvey.
ethically and more. See, this is why I be telling people:
Yes.
everybody that go to church ain't saved,
Oh.
ain't Christian. Just because you go to church, don't mean you do the right thing, huh? Because you doing a routine. When you stand before the man, he's not gonna say, "Oh, come on in," because you went to church every Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
See, she should have
Come.
never applied because ethically, morally,
Yes. Yes.
it was not the right thing to do.
No. And and the thing is, you weren't even ashamed to apply.
Okay. Not you came in there with your FOIA officer. Who told you to go get your FOIA officer certification? Like you already knew you was gonna get a job because you definitely
Oh.
don't need it per se for the school board.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
normally the lawyers handle the FOIA requests at the school boards.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just I'm really confused about who told you to bring that. Who told you
The
that would be beneficial? Who paid for it?
her husband.
Huh? He paying for a lot of stuff these days, child.
Mm-hmm.
He paying for workers. I mean, where alphabet boys, where is all this money coming from?
Yes. How's he affording these big trucks riding around with his name plate on it? You ain't making that much over there. But
Listen,
I digress.
I just need to know, are we okay? Because
Mm.
this man is paying for a lot of things he claimed. I mean, you paying for workers like you got a clean up business. I mean, they on the payroll. Can we see the W-9s of these people? What
Girl,
year did you pay?
you know he gonna submit that request in and ain't gonna have
And it's
no
gonna get
backup
paid and
information.
approved. And it's gonna get paid and approved because the comptroller don't look at invoices and they don't look at the bills.
And he the head of
Purr,
the finance,
purr, purr, poo.
the committee.
Okay.
Hmm.
This is so disheartening and sad to even
Diabolical.
see. It's sad to see, and it's even more sad to see that it's us, right?
Yes.
That it's us and that we are doing these things in our own communities. Let's go to the
But
next one.
yeah,
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I can say what you do in the dark comes to the light.
It's shining out here. Come on,
If
the man to
it's
ask you.
okay.
And that's all the person for the sixth board. I mean, the fifth
No,
board. The fifth
yes.
board.
Turn on mic if I was going to. I can't hear.
I was friendly, efficient, get everything done. That's not my first time saying that on record, but I just want to reiterate again that good customer service goes a long way. I'm just saying, I was here like 9:03, the doors were open, and she was ready to help, and she was very pleasant. So I didn't want to just shout her to the Now for my concerns. Number one, at the finance committee meeting that was held prior to this meeting, again, I'm gonna continue to ask and at the risk of sounding.
Let me say one thing about Amanda. She gonna give you a compliment sandwich, okay? She gonna start out with that compliment, okay? She gonna start out with that compliment, and then she's gonna give it to you. She gonna give you what for, okay? Watch it.
Mm.
Watch.
I just don't feel like you're getting a comprehensive view of the financial state of this town. You're always looking at the bills, what's going out, but we never have a report of what's coming in. And we have a
director of revenue that's here, that was given reports, I think that person needs to be incorporated into the finance committee.
Amanda, tell us who the director of revenue is, because that's a new position to me. Who is
who is that?
in that yellow jacket? Who is the director of revenue?
Where we get money to pay her?
Well, they don't never be talking about her. I find that who is the director of revenue? Somebody who is she, Amanda? Which one of them sitting over there is the director of revenue?
I can't. Is it on the website?
I don't know. Child, let me go out because they hide stuff.
Yeah, they make it very difficult to
hold on, let's see. Let me see if this on. I don't think it's on the website though.
I don't think none of the information about who's what is on the website.
Yeah, I don't think so. That's why I'm like, who is that?
Or the audit person is.
Hold on, let me see. See that? Hold on. Let me go back up here. What's the department? I'm looking through the department. I don't even see finance department.
You don't see the finance.
I see police department, fire department, emergency services, public works department, building department, human resources department. Where is the finance? Let me go to business.
Yeah, you're in the wrong spot.
Development, child, no, ain't nothing there. Tax levy, treasurer's report, ain't nothing in them treasurer reports.
I will ask you, there's a treasury report.
It's a spot, but ain't nothing in them. When you click on it, it say coming soon. Close the doors. Yeah, I don't see. I don't see finance department. I don't see it nowhere. So I need to know who this director of revenue is too. Because why don't you come to the finance meetings?
How long they been there?
She said it is a younger gentleman. He has given departmental reports for the last couple of months. He was not at the meeting yesterday. How convenient. He needs to be at every finance meeting, don't he?
I've never seen him.
I didn't know he gave report when, because I've been coming to these meetings.
Yeah, I've never seen him.
Okay, well, I'm gonna say who, what, when, where, and why. Child, all of the questions, clues, context clues you need to be asking, because I don't even know. Okay, well, Amanda be telling us stuff, child. Let's do it, Amanda.
In addition to the treasurer as well, I know we have a new mayor sitting, so it's a new day. So that means more questions.
There go that compliment sandwich. What I tell you? What I tell you? That director of revenue needs to come to that meeting. But it's a new day. We got a new city mayor. Amanda, I love your compliment sandwiches. They make it easier to swallow, but they not eating. They not eating. Hold on. Let's see what else she say.
Okay. And be answered, so we can just get a full comprehensive view of the financial health of this town. And number 3, the solar project. There were a few things that were said, and I understand it's introductory, but again, my concerns were, I don't know if this was an RFP or not, but it's as of now, right now, it's not listed on the bids and proposal site of the city of Harvey. If this was a bid or proposal that went out, and maybe this was the company that was the most responsive. Secondly, in the words that he mentioned, discuss a feasibility study. And in that feasibility study, there is a possibility that we may not be a good fit for the project. I just think that that's something that should have been discussed prior to them coming to do this presentation, just because it seems like it's a waste of time. Like if comment of a feasibility study says we're not a good fit, then it doesn't move forward, it doesn't go past that point. So that's something that should have been addressed prior to coming in. And also, Mr. Linsky, you did mention that April 13th would be the meeting that you will vote on after the presentation. The concern with that is that the presentation will be held during the city council meeting. My suggestion would be a separate public community hearing, so all the residents can get all their questions out. We can flesh out any ideas that, or comments or concerns in a space that is not rushed or trying to bulldoze something through. It just will be more efficient. And lastly is to the Economic Development Committee, Alderman Smith. I did send you an email last year. I did get a response, but I did send you an email today. So I'm hoping to hear from you as far as when is the next economic development committee meeting, since there were a lot of comments intertwined with the finance committee meeting. Thank you.
You see it? You see it? That compliment sandwich at the end. I sent you one last year. You didn't answer, but I sent you another one today, and I hope you answer.
Yes. And
That's
I was
good.
noticing
That's
while
my
Amanda
girl.
was talking, the lady in the yellow was writing. And at one point, I did hear when the mayor said something towards that way about information. So I think she must be like an administrative assistant or something for her.
So that means she got two, Ramona and her.
She's Ramona. Nah, Ramona got her own job.
Which is what?
She the head of the administrator.
Right. So that's what I said. She got two administrative assistants. She got Ramona and she got her. If
No,
that's
you know,
if
you have an executive.
so you saying Ramona is the executive assistant and this
No,
lady is just a administrative assistant.
yeah, yeah. One of got one of them because they two separate. Because she definitely taking notes while they're talking.
Well, I need to know, like I said, if we are in desperate times, we need to be cutting these salaries. The village
Hmm.
administrator do not need to be making $105,000 or whatever she making. It's $50,000 should be enough, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah. I think
Ramona
that's
should not be
sufficient.
making over $100,000.
That's
As an
crazy.
administrative assistant, that okay, absolutely. This lady, she not even needed because Ramona can take notes, can't she?
Okay, where is
I
she?
mean, okay, I'm just saying.
She wasn't even
These
there last night.
we got extra. Yeah, she was. She was sitting beside Miss Whitaker. Ramona was there.
Oh,
Sitting
well,
beside
what
Miss
other
Whitaker.
girl name?
Who?
What's the other girl name?
What other girl?
Who be doing stuff? Ryan says
Kareem.
two
Kareem was not
names.
there.
Yeah,
Kareem was
Kareem.
not there last night.
Okay.
She's normally the one that be doing all the running,
Okay.
running around, answer the question. The village administrator, she was not there last night.
Okay.
She was not there. But okay, so let's go back to Amanda.
Mm-hmm.
Amanda's comment about the solar
Yes.
situation. Okay.
Explain.
Because the T-Move Marvin Sapp closed the doors, told us that he had been working with the mayor and Shirley and them before the man even came.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me tell you some red flags about this solar thing for me. One of the red flags was the man stood up and gave the speech and said there had to be a feasibility study done because the land that they wanted to use was contaminated.
Mm.
Hold up, back up. Contaminated. There is some contaminated land across the street from residential properties because Chappelle Hooks lives across the street from the parcel of land that they want to put this solar farm on. But you're telling me this land is contaminated with what? I don't want to hear about anything else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hear about no solar farm, no building, no stadium lights, no fencing. I don't want to hear about I can join a program and get no credits and it contaminated land. Let's start right there.
Mm-hmm.
Across the street from an active residential neighborhood in the 5th ward.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I heard that this piece of land that they want used to be a junkyard.
Oh, did it?
Right? So the contaminants in the soil could be anything from antifreeze, brake fluid, transmission fluid, engine oil, but who knows? There could be a lot of other hazardous materials too. Radioactive materials, right?
Yes.
How long have you known T-Move Marvin Sapp? How this parcel of land in your ward was contaminated? When were you going to tell the residents?
Yes.
Is it a problem when it rains and the water? Because where do rain go? It go into the ground, but when the ground is too wet, the water runs off and goes into the sewer.
Mhm.
Where is the rainwater, the runoff water, the storm water contaminated? I mean, I just want to stop right there with all of these, data centers and all of these things going
Mhm.
up that are now causing health issues for
Mhm.
people. We talking about contaminated land. You just approved a housing development over there. Is any other parcels of land contaminated over there? When they start this digging, will it contaminate other places? Is anything in that soil that if they dig it up can go airborne? Hey Tracy, how you doing? Is there these
Ooh,
are the things that I'm when he said contaminated,
girl,
a,
you had me with that one.
a feasibility study means that just what I said when I did my Turlington Home video. Did Turlington
Mhm.
Homes do soil testing? Have they
But
done
wouldn't that,
surveying?
but wouldn't I have to go to the EPA before?
Right. Correct. But if he already knows that the soil is contaminated, he had to get that information from where? From the city. So do they know? Was there an
Mm.
EPA study already done?
So that means is how many other places in this area has contaminated soil?
And why
How
is it not posted on the website? Reports, whatever you got on it.
well, first of all, SP, they don't even post the water issue.
Oh, Jesus.
They don't want us to know.
Well, I'm concerned about this
Mhm.
contamination. This
Mhm.
feasibility study will probably entail the EPA coming in and doing soil testing in different parts of this particular parcel of land. They will put out a rain gauge, or they will have some way. What they'll do is they'll find the nearest runoff manhole cover where it would go, and they
Mhm.
are going to put this container that will catch the storm water so that they can test the water as well, right? Not to mention that every year, the city of Harvey should be doing soil water testing in different areas of the city to tell the residents about the water quality. But I digress. Okay.
Seriously, you have. Ain't
Um,
nobody on they not worried about this water or the soil. They worried about foyers and
the
who's
wrong
doing
thing.
what? The
The
wrong
wrong
thing.
things. I'm so concerned once he said, and this sits across from homes that are occupied.
And my question is, how many people over there, or ones we don't know, who have gotten sick and don't really know why you gotten sick?
Or the doctor can't tell you why
Mhm.
you're declining, right?
Mhm.
And he can't tell you because you don't know that, there's a contaminated piece of land in the area where you live at, and you don't know what's in the soil.
Mhm.
I'm just so concerned with just that. Anybody that has a garden in their backyard and is using their actual ground soil, I'm worried for you now.
Girl, ain't nobody doing no garden out here. Did you hear the lady talk about the mice and the rats out
I
here?
seen it. I heard, but you have some people who, they oblivious, right? Because
Oh
if they
yeah.
don't see a mice that, they don't be, they just going about their lives and doing their
Mhm.
daily business, right? So you
Mhm.
don't actually know what people are doing,
Mhm.
right? People could be have those garden boxes, right? But they dug up some of their soil and mixed some of their soil with some soil that they bought from the store, right?
Oh yeah. Okay. can I say this thing when you talk about the soil
Mm-hmm.
and when we talk about the Turlington? And I
Mm-hmm.
saw when they brought new soil in, they didn't dig out from the ground. They brought the soil in to put in the boxes.
I mean, somebody knows something.
Somebody
I'm
knows
interested to see what this feasibility study is going to say, because I can tell you right now, hearing or no hearing, they're going to go forward with this. Because remember what they said. We're not going to turn down any money that's coming into the city, because we definitely got to get our cut.
Yes. Under the box, where are you located?
Say it again.
Under the box, sent a message saying on my live, they said, okay, I'm so understand because where I work at across the street has busted pipes underground and has
Oh,
been floating for a month now.
for real, for real. And yes, I see the difference. Poisoning in the water source. Okay.
Where?
I mean, where are you located? And if these pipes, the infrastructure in Harvey is lead piping.
Mm-hmm.
If something is broken, that's a concern, because now
Mm-hmm.
you have a lead pipe that is exposed and rusting, and it's lead and it's going into the water. And if it's not
Mm-hmm.
fixed, all of that contamination is going into the water too. The
Here we
storm
go.
water, it's a concern.
It's
I'm not
very much so.
concerned. Yeah, I'm not concerned about this. So let me tell you what I learned about the solar program, because they're going to cut this man off, and they're not going to give him the amount of time that he's going to need to explain, because they always want to do something during a meeting. The disrespect out here in Cook County in the Southland is crazy. Over here in Will County, I don't know if you saw the data center hearing, but that was a hearing. That's how you have a hearing. They closed out the regular board meeting and they opened up a separate hearing. And in this hearing, everyone gets heard. I don't care. We was there until midnight because it's a hearing, and that's how hearings go. You don't get to say, oh, we only gonna have 30 minutes for speakers, 3 minutes apiece. No, you get 4 minutes, and everybody that wants to speak
Mm-hmm.
gets to speak, whether you
Mm-hmm.
sign the sheet or not.
Mm-hmm.
They can refuse no one because it's a hearing. I know there was
Mm-hmm.
over 100 people that spoke. I mean, we was in there till midnight, day before the election. That's a hearing. That is a hearing. And so they should have a hearing a separate day. They should do it on a separate day and not on the same day as a meeting, because that's exhausting.
But
Right?
they lazy.
Yeah, and there's going to be a lot of information. He's got a lot of information. He even said that when we were out there asking questions. He was like, well, I had to limit my comments and I didn't really get to talk about everything. Because I'm also worried, because he says, okay, you have to join the program. The residents are going to be able to join the program. That's what he said, right?
Mm-hmm.
How much is it going to cost you to join? Because see, when you join something, like they say, come join the gym, it's a membership fee, right?
Mm-hmm.
When
Mm-hmm.
you use the word join and not the word sign up, that's when I get nervous. Because how much is it going to cost to join this program? And why do I have to join it?
I don't
Why I
want to
can't
join it.
sign up for it, for to be
Mm-hmm.
a part of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that was a red flag for me, because how much is it going to cost? It's free for them to put the station there because they got the money for that. And it's free for the city to participate, but the residents going to have to join.
As we have to pay.
Listen, I told you the word join is normally associated with a membership or a fee, right?
And listen, when you get married, they say we join these two people together. I want a divorce then.
And that's going to cost you money to get out.
And it costs you money to get out.
Close the doors. So I am like, That is something that's a red flag, right?
Mm-hmm.
The second thing that he said that you all did not get to hear because we're asking him questions was that he said if you join, then you get credits on your electric bill, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the credits don't actually go to you. They're going to the city. If they can't be trusted with the money that they allegedly have coming in now, why would I want them to get credits for ComEd that they gonna get because of me, and then I'm not gonna be able to say how the credits are used because they don't listen?
Mm-hmm.
That's a concern.
Mm-mm.
And guess what? He said millions of dollars in credits.
Really?
Yeah, this is why they wanted to come, because they're going to do whatever they want to do with your credits and you're not going to be able to say anything. For that reason alone, I would be like, no,
But I would.
because I
So,
should be in control of my own credits. If I'm on join, I want my credits on my own account.
mm-hmm.
I don't want my credits going to the city for nothing.
I agree.
The credits gonna go to the city, and then the company gonna get their portion, of course, right?
They
You
pimping
need to
us.
break that up in thirds. You need to
Mm-hmm.
get your cut. You give the city whatever you need to give them, and then you give me my own.
Mm-hmm.
That was a red flag for me, right? So then
Right.
I asked the man, what is the city going to get? What would the residents, not the city, but the residents get out of this program? Have you set anything aside for the youth between the ages of 18 and 24 to create jobs for them? Since you said this is going to bring jobs to the city of Harvey, do you have a specific program that will help the youth in this city only, from 18 to 24? Because, if you give the youth jobs, then you can deter crime will
Mm-hmm.
come down, right? Because they need a job. They need a way to provide and feed themselves, right? So do you have anything set up, that you're going to do by way of providing the youth an opportunity out here? So the gentleman said that they had $200,000 set aside in their budget for, I think it was like community engagement or something. And I said, no, we don't want no community engagement. We want you to hire and train the youth in Harvey between the ages of 18 and 24.
That makes
That's what
sense.
we want. Right? For the next
Mm-hmm.
year. So when this project start, we want you to hire them from now until the duration of this project has ended. Teaching them skills, right? Because if this project ends, they need to be able to go somewhere else and obtain a job.
Mm-hmm.
Correct?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Correct.
what type of co-op are you going to create with the community, and specifically the youth of this community, to further their future
Mm-hmm.
for free? So
What
all
was his
classes
answer?
would be free, and he was like, I would love, I have $200,000 set aside. I would love to talk further about that, and also connect with some organizations out here. I said, well, how about you help create the organization? You got
Mm-hmm.
community advocates in the community, come together with them and help them create a 501c3 and get this program off the ground for them.
And better yet, go to Restoration Ministry and create a program with them.
I mean, there's so many different, avenues that they can reach out
Mm-hmm.
to, right? Not everybody gonna want to go to a restoration, right? Some
But
people might just want to deal directly with people who do the youth. Like Kobe, she deals, directly with the program that deals directly with the youth. That's how she hires the interns, right?
yes, but when I talk about Restoration Ministry, I love Restoration Ministry because they help people who get second chances. And a lot of them are young people or different ages. So not only do these people may have been in jail, but maybe some of them may have addiction. And that's what Restoration Ministry is about, restoring these people back uh, to self. And
Right. I
so
don't mind
having
that.
different avenues,
I think
just
that's a great I think that's a great thing, but I think it should be separate You know what I'm saying? I think they can help everyone. I think there's room, right? If you're
Mhm.
talking about millions of dollars in credits, I feel like there's room for you to do two parallel programs at once, right?
Mhm.
Help restoration, would you say ministries?
Yes.
But also have another standalone program. And I say this because this program I was talking about will be specifically geared to high school seniors and juniors, right? Because that's the age range that we talk about. So not necessarily wanting to mix those with the second chance, people, they come with a lot more layered problems too. You know what I'm saying?
I understand, but I don't understand that.
Okay,
Because
so
I work with these people, and these
right. I
people are
mean,
just regular. I'm just saying they're just regular people who really need a second chance. I understand the high school kids, they have they have they have a guided path and they have opportunity, especially those who may not want to go to college. But the ones who have uh just need a extra help and to get a trade. And I would, if for me, if they can do the high school kids, but if they helping people who need help to get back on their feet, I would join the program. But I'm not going to join it because for high school kids, I'm not doing it. So we all
right.
have our
Okay.
way.
So
Mhm.
here's my thing. That's why I said they can
Mhm.
help both entities.
Mhm.
I don't see that they can't help both entities. The reason why I say high school kids because now they don't have these trades in the high schools anymore as programs.
Thornton don't have them trades anymore.
No. Chappelle said that her son is going to an outside school
Mm.
in order to he's going through a program right now that has to do with this solar energy thing, but it's separate.
Mm.
It was separate. He had to do it outside of high school. They don't offer these types of trades there. So
Mm.
that's why I was saying that because this is
Mhm.
the way of the future. This is what they're doing, solar energy, right?
Mhm.
Being that they don't offer this, I just believe that the two things can be true at once, and I believe that both programs can be helped thereby through this solar farm.
Yeah.
Right? I
Yes.
don't I don't, I understand what you're saying, and I definitely think that they need a chance and a hand, right? And that
Mhm.
should be something totally separate so that they can craft it to, their particular, needs and things, scheduling, whatever. I'm
Mhm.
specifically talking about, then having the high school students, they can come over, after school and be able to, sit and learn and do hands-on too.
Mhm.
They're gonna take care of restoration ministries during the day and the high school kids in the afternoon. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm. Mhm.
That's what I
No, I
feel like.
get it. Yeah.
I feel
I
like
just
every avenue that they can help and assist this community, if they wanna be in this community, they should have to do.
I agree because the community is not going to grow if these people who are not bringing back into the community, right? They're
Right.
not working. They have nothing to bring back to us.
Right, and definitely if you don't put the restraints on the company
Mm-hmm.
in the beginning, you're not
Mm.
gonna get anything because 'cause they're not gonna offer.
That's true.
You see what I'm saying? If
Mm-hmm.
they really wanna be in this community and they really are about helping this community, whatever you tell them that you would like for them to do, they should be finding a way to make it happen.
I agree.
That's just, for me. But, I
Mm-hmm.
understand and I do feel like, Restoration Ministries should definitely have a program and it should be during the day. They can be doing their stuff all day and then the high school kids can come in the afternoon and they can deal with them, you know?
Oh yes, and no, I understand what you're saying, but I'm just saying it is necessary to be restoration ministry, but give back to the community that to help give people jobs because reason Harvey looks bad, a lot of those who don't have jobs can't even uh, participate in the process, but they gotta want it.
Right. Right.
We
Right.
digress.
But that's what he said. And I don't know how much more. Then I asked him, what
Mm.
was the land acquisition line item? Right? Because we know they like to give away properties for $1.
Yes.
So He said that they were not purchasing the land, they were leasing the land. So they would actually be paying the village of Harvey every month as a landlord, right? Which I think is a great thing, right?
How
We
long
should
is the contract?
I think it's like I think he said 10 years or more. It starts at 10 years, right? And if we are talking, you know, they should be somewhere in the monthly, they should be somewhere in the range of $30,000 a month, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because lots of things gonna be happening over there. There's gonna be more noise now because of the lights that'll get put up. It's noise
Oh.
pollution. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
Mm.
hoping that they take it in consideration, all of those things. So I didn't get to ask what their proposed lease agreement would be. So hopefully that's something that he talks about in the informational. But again, when Clark was alive, those were details that he never wanted the public to know.
Mm.
And I'm just wondering if Shirley's going to keep the same thing going,
Yes.
right? So that's going to be interesting to find out.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I can't get past contaminated soil. That
Girl.
I don't like. I'm all for a solar farm. The alderwoman of the second ward asked him a question that he could not even answer, and that alarmed me as well.
Which question was that?
So she asked him what he gave a handout to them, right? And she started looking through the handout and she asked him, what projects have they done that were comparable to Harvey?
I sure did.
The answer is zero. The answer is none. Because Streeter and LaSalle is farmland.
Downstairs. Yes, yes.
Their solar farms don't interfere with nobody's quality of life or so, that concerns me. That concerns me
Mhm.
that this will be their first residential project. So you can go and look up Live Wire.
Yeah, I've heard of Live Wire
Worked with
before.
Live Wire. I can't remember. I'm getting ready to. I got the business card of the accounting firm that is working with them.
Mm.
I'm going to email the accountant that is on this project so that I can get some information on the company that he works for, and I'll report back to you guys about that. But yeah, I'm definitely my major concern is the contaminated soil. Definitely.
Definitely. And I was wondering like why he choose Harvey.
Well, I don't know if he has family that lives in Harvey, but when the question was asked, that question was asked of him, and they asked him what was he getting out of this.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I'm not getting anything out. Of course, I get my paycheck, but I'm just going to be getting the notoriety of being a part of Harvey's comeback story. That's what he claimed.
And I won't make this too much longer than what this has been this evening. So the issue that I have with it, that's the same thing like when the industry was here back in the 60s and why they left in the 70s, slowly left in the 70s. And in the 80s, Harvey began to go in a downward spiral because they didn't have that revenue again. What's going to replace that revenue once that contract ends?
Or what are you going to do with this building? Is it going to still perform? I mean, who gonna maintain it once that contract ends?
Yes.
I mean, whose responsibility is that going to be? Because while they have the contract, they'll be the ones responsible for cutting the grass and making sure the weeds and making sure everything stays fixed, the lights stay turned on, and all of those things, right?
Mm-hmm.
But how will this fit into Harvey's budget once this ends? Because you have no idea what the financial, looks like
Yeah,
and where they're going to be in the next 10 years or so.
that's
My other
right.
question is if the feasibility study comes back and finds that the
Mm.
contamination that is in the soil, right, is not is not too detrimental to whatever project they want to do, and they decide to mitigate, how far will they have to dig down to get rid of all of the contaminated soil? And will they be made to get rid of all the contaminated soil?
Depending on what the EPA says.
Right, because working for a trash authority, I work for the Southeastern Public Service Authority in Virginia. I worked for them for 10 years. I retired from there. And dealing with contaminants. So we dealt with a lot of contaminated soil, all of those things. And they will be made to dig down as far as they had to dig. And then testing of the soil is done at every level. So they'll be like, oh, we're going to dig down a foot. And then we're going to test the soil to see if it's still contaminated, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it's still contaminated, then they go down another foot. Like, how far and how much dirt are they going to have to ship out and then ship dirt back in and then build? So how long will this build actually take? How long? That community already allegedly going to be tore up for a housing development, right? Now you're going to add a solar farm. Will the two projects collide? That's going to be a lot of traffic going in and out of Turlington. So these are all, these are concerns. Will the noise be too much? What time will they be given that they can start? Are they going to be out there at 5 o'clock in the morning with the back it up? I mean,
and the sad part about it is those people who sits, the three amigos that sits in those seats are not going to question. They're just going to say, okay, we'll give it to you.
Right. Because why? Because we ain't refusing nothing that comes in here. Because if I refuse something, then I don't get nothing.
Mm-hmm. Safety ain't always safety.
Jesus.
So. The man of the hour.
Love me some Ryan.
My name is Ryan. I just had a few suggestions for city council.
Hey, Miss Charlie.
Some people seem to find it fun to say that I own more money.
Hold on, you don't even say it right.
Shirley. Who? No, I was talking to Miss Charlie. She just came in. Hey, Miss Charlie, how you doing?
Hey, Miss Charlie.
No, Ryan. I love me some Ryan because he going there. He good to turn it out.
Mm-hmm. So my first is, why don't you give up some of your salaries so we can bring back our fire employees? Because I don't know about you all, but I don't feel safe. And I hear those fire.
Now here go Ryan with the solutions. See, they be saying Ryan don't be doing nothing but complaining. That's a whole lie. He asked them why didn't they give up their salaries. Now I wouldn't have said, maybe I wouldn't have said for them to give up their salaries, but I definitely would have asked the mayor why she don't give up her stipend. She could give up her wardrobe stipend. She could, she can give up her car stipend. She could do a lot of things, of the things that she get, and she could just only relegate herself to getting her salary. If that makes
so
sense.
Rosa get a stipend too?
No, well, as an older person, she'll get a stipend.
So everybody get stipends up there.
Come with stipends.
Oh, girl.
So they could. I mean, Kobe and Tracy, they ain't been getting their stipends,
right?
They just now started getting them back. The other wards, I don't know if they was getting stipend. Well, they ain't been doing nothing, so they ain't had no need to be worried about a stipend. But now you got Tyrone hollering about he paid some folks. Prove it, sir. We want to see time cards and W-9s. That's what we want. Okay? Because that's what we want to see. Prove it. Prove it that you didn't pay the crackheads in the neighborhood and the women of the night and the ladies and the men's of the night to pick up this trash. Prove it.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of them over there no more. So I think they good for a little bit.
Well, they do have some programs that Chief Bidden was telling, that program. They was like they tried to get them into the, program. So anyway,
Ryan's
a solution. So just listen to him.
Okay.
going by my house all the time. And we don't even get told about the fires that happen. I have to talk to other neighbors, or they message me to say, oh, did you know there's a fire? Did you know there's a fire? But you all are still getting your full salaries. Why don't you take some hit? You know, if the city is in such a crisis as you say, then why don't you, show us that you care? You say you care about Harvey, but I'm not seeing it. For the financial statements, you guys still aren't opening up the books, you're not showing us, and there's no excuse, Shirley. I know you had said in the meeting, we can't do that, why can't you do that? That would be like a bank saying, oh, we don't keep track of our money. That is a basic thing for a municipality. This is not a private company of Tyrone Rogers or Shirley Drabinsky. This is a public city. You take all of our funds, we pay our taxes to you. We're entrusting you. The least you can do is to tell us where it's going. All these companies are not going to want to come to Harvey to get extorted, harassed, and fined, so we need to reduce all the fines and fees, stop punishing these businesses unnecessarily. All these empty properties that the city owns, put them up for sale and prioritize RV contractors and residents. Having eyes on things when buildings are occupied helps. These box safety cameras, cancel that contract. They're being used by ICE, they're being used by out-of-state police to track women who are coming to Illinois for abortions. Oak Park and Evanston have canceled their contracts because of resident outrage. And you say, oh, we got a grant for it. Yeah, but you don't show receipts. So what, are we supposed to just believe you for everything? I mean, I get more truth out of a 2-year-old than this city council. All you have are excuses, you don't answer questions. Jen Rogers, as the last speaker said, that's clearly not true. It's nothing personal against Ms. Rogers, but it's not right. Like a 5-year-old could see that. She presided over the huge chicken wing scandal in District 152, and her husband, when she was also on the board, he had to pay $400,000 in a lawsuit because the superintendent asked for a forensic audit. That sounds familiar. And he, quote unquote, called her and said, you're due for an ass kicking or something, something to that effect. So Google it. I'm not making it up. It's a court case. It's done. We already paid for it. Also, I don't understand the whole thing with Rose. Again, something personal, but why would someone resign from an elected position and then you would appoint her to a position? She was already elected to do a job, and she said she couldn't. So I don't know what you all are doing, but it's messed up.
And that blue shirt gave Ryan like, oh.
Listen, it was the walk-off for me. I wish he would have had some hair to flip, because it was the walk-off. It was the walk-off for me, baby. Okay? I don't know what you all are doing. Okay? Love you, Ryan.
Yes.
Okay? Love you. Okay? I don't again, Rosa was elected as the clerk. She campaigned. She collected campaign donations.
Mm-hmm.
She has a fiduciary duty, an elected official, to explain to the residents why she resigned and now why she should be the first ward alderman.
Mm-hmm.
She has a duty to do that. And that is because people donated to her campaign. You took donations. I understand people have family. We all got family issues.
Mm-hmm.
We all got things going on in our family. Right?
Right.
But when you are elected to a public seat, that's a different, you have a different responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have any privacy per se. You gave it away when you got elected. You gave that away, that piece of privacy, where you don't have to explain anything. That part you gave away when it came to that seat. But saying now you can be the other person, how? You ain't been coming to meetings? Now I'm gonna be real skeptical, because just watch the votes. That's all I can say. Because the vote's not going to change. It's still going to be 4 on their side. Okay? It's going to be 4 on their side and 2 on the no side, which going to make sense. But everything is still going to be. And I want to challenge you all to do something as well. I want you to really listen to Shirley's mayoral speeches that she do at the end. They starting to sound real Clarkish. This last one, what did she say, D Love? Well, you all, you always got so much to say. You should get out there and run yourselves.
She sure did.
Now, who used to say that?
Clark.
Go back and listen to it. Go back and listen to what she said, word for word. I promise you.
Mm-hmm.
It was the same thing. It was the same thing. And so, this really, it just like we talked about previously. This looked bad because you just literally told the people you was biased in choosing.
Yes.
Because she worked on your campaign in 2010. She been with you since 2010.
That's true.
What do you mean you couldn't find another suitable candidate? Glennis James Watson, who is running for treasurer, lives in the first ward. Huh? What are you talking about? That there's nobody else in the first ward that could sit in that seat because you's a lie. Glennis James Watson could have filled that seat for the remainder of the 13 months. Very trustworthy person, but you ain't gonna just get no blind vote from her. That's why you didn't put it. So when you was in that second ward meeting and you lied and said you didn't have no vision, you lied.
She sure did.
This right here
proves it sure does.
It proves that you lied. Talking about you don't have a vision. No, you got a vision. That's why you put Rosa in that seat. Because you envisioned her making sure she was the fourth vote.
Yes.
Over there with the Three Stooges, Edith Bunker, the Timu Marvin Sapp, and Leave It to Beaver.
Yes, you're right about that part.
We're gonna get the same thing. We're gonna get the same thing. And like I said, she's doing a Frank Zuccarelli. She's giving you the things that you think you want. Oh, I'm gonna give the treasurer back access. Oh, the treasurer can talk. Because what do it matter? Now you putting restraints on her being able to sign checks. Because so what do it matter that she got access? She ain't gonna be signing no checks because you gonna be like, oh, she didn't make it here between 9 and 5.
9 and 12.
She said 9 to 5.
That building, it's not open to the public between 9 and 12.
Right. And so, what do you mean? What are you talking about? She's an elected official. You don't get to put constraints on her about what time she can be there. Everybody else, everybody in there got other jobs. You retired, that's your business. So I'm just like, this is crazy. What up, Chappelle?
Oh.
What up, Chappelle? Because you right, Chappelle, because she was not looking for one. She was not looking for one. Okay? Because there are plenty of other people in the first ward. What's that Hispanic guy? I think he gonna run. Ain't he in the first ward? What's his name? I can't remember his name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. The people that live in Harvey. Y'all know who I'm talking about. He live in the first ward. I think he's gonna run this time too.
Ooh.
I can't remember his name. But I think he's in the first ward. What do you mean? What do you mean there was nobody
There
else?
were a lot of candidates.
Lied.
To be honest,
in the second ward meeting.
I really think that the people who are in these positions now know that they're not going to be there after next year. So that's why they putting all these people in there so that they can at least get something before the doors close.
So they're just trying to sabotage until their time is up, and they know that their time is coming to a close.
Yes. Exactly.
Now I want to show y'all the difference. We're gonna look at this last clip, and that's gonna be it. We're gonna close. We're gonna start doing our closings, but I want you to take a look at the difference in Shirley's demeanor and attitude. Hold on.
Shirley.
Her demeanor and attitude when she speaks to Kobe. Hold on, let me see. And how different she's acting. This was the back and forth about the check signing.
So something that if we can project out.
Let me fast forward because I want to get to.
Comes out to many of our events and work our events, and they all were thrilled with Rosa, willing and able to come back.
Who was thrilled, Shirley? Say their names. Because we're not about to do this bullshit anymore with they and them and all of that. We're not about to say their names. I want you to start listing names. Because see, now people got to start putting on Front Street. What's his name? Somebody put his name in the chat. Ramirez. What's his name? Hold on, let me move this up. Jonathan Ramirez. That's it. Yes.
He has business in Harvey in the first ward.
His family got like a roofing business or something like that. They got like a construction business or something. But he's in the first ward.
Okay.
Like Chappelle said, you didn't look. You did not look. But I want you to start saying names, sure. This is not nothing personal. This is straight business. We are sick of hearing the them, they, everyone. No, name everyone. We need some names.
The names must be named.
Okay, Chappelle, they setting themselves up for retirement for sure. We need some names. I don't want to hear they and them. Who is they? Because they wasn't in the room. None of them days was in that room in that meeting because then nobody agreed with what you was doing. I don't know why you trying to fool yourself, but everybody wasn't nothing we could do but sit back and watch because you were able to appoint someone. So, it had to happen. Frankly, I'm glad they're letting it happen because the people need to see how you lied. Because they're going to see the bullshit continue. The votes continue. They're going to see this. That's what they need to see.
As the alternate. In addition to that, I did a random call from the list I have and asked the residents.
Now she said she did a random call, a poll.
Who she called?
Did you record any of the calls? Because who did you call? You called Tyrone and you called Edith and you called Timu Marvin Sapp. That's who you called? Because who did you call? It wasn't nobody in that room that could verify you called any of them. See, we don't live in a time now where you can tell us anything and we're going to believe that shit. Again, this is not personal. I don't know Shirley. I'm sure listen, some people are not good politicians. They just better off just being regular people. Okay? That's a thing. I want you to get that in your mind. Don't everybody got to sit, because we done talked about this at the beginning too, right, D-Love? Okay? All right? A lot of people been chosen, but few of y'all been called.
Truly.
Okay? So, Shirley, you did a random poll. That's what you want to go with? I'm finna subpoena them. I'm finna FOIA them telephone records and find out if you did a random poll and who you called.
They gonna put something together. But remember in the meeting, she said she actually lived here. One of the few people who actually live here.
Why would she say that? That's an interesting comment.
That's how I was like, why she say that?
That's an interesting comment. I still want to know, who did you call? Prove that you called them. Why you didn't send out a poll by paper so we can FOIA the papers and see these names? Because I told you I'm not taking that they, them, and I call. I'm not taking none of that.
And there was an overwhelming support. Now, of course, I would be a little
Y'all hear me in the background say she didn't call Glennis and Glennis lived in the first. I need to stop with the commentary on the side, but that stuff be getting to me. Because I know for a fact she didn't call Glennis because Glennis would have never. She would have never.
Caution, because I did ask for my involvement too, and I said absolutely, as I will.
Eps.
45 words. So yes, we are going to be very active. So I am proud at this moment to nominate Rosa Aremula as the first ward alderperson for the city of Harvey. May I get a second? Oh, very good. Is there any question or debate among the aldermen?
Yes.
Let's get it. Please correct it to me. Sure. Thank you.
This was my favorite.
But I just want to state this for the record so that the public has an understanding on my vote this evening. And for the record, my concern, so you know, Ms. Arambula, as well, in front of the public, that it's not about anyone individually. It's always about process and transparency. It's my statement. Would you
No, that's okay.
She nasty as shit.
Look at the meathead. Look at the meathead talking, and there wasn't nobody even talking to her. Look at the meathead talking. Look at her. Look, this is the clown you got in this seat. The lady asked, was there a debate? And the alderman the alderwoman of the second ward said yes. So this was her time to speak. Whatever she said was what she said. What did they have to do with you, Edith? A meathead. Child.
I'm completing my statement.
Chappelle, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said because they have a meeting before the meeting, right? Because look at this. She even told that you can send an email to everybody, but nobody respond. Because if you respond, then we're in violation of the OMA.
Oh.
Is that what y'all do, Shirley? Huh? You send an email, tell them how to vote, and they don't respond because now they know what to do.
They probably call. They wouldn't put that on paper.
They ain't even supposed to be on phone calls. That's definitely a breach of the OMA. So did you send an email or a text message that say, I would like for you to vote yes to this on the agenda? Is that what y'all used to do? When Sammy Sosa was alive? Or before he went in the witness protection? Whatever. Is that what y'all did allegedly?
Whatever habits they have now, they been had them. This is nothing new.
If you just came out and told us how to get around the OMA violation, why would you be telling us that information, Shirley? Why would you say that? Why would you say you can send an email but don't respond because then we'll be in violation of the OMA Act?
But why didn't the attorney didn't check her on that?
Because Chicken Little don't be paying attention. He get paid $800 for an hour. He don't give no Fs.
Oh.
Okay? That's why. Because he don't care. Chappelle said, nope, they used to meet at Shirley's house. Must be Shirley's house in Sherville, Indiana, because definitely better not be here in Illinois.
Ooh.
But anywho, because we seen Thaddeus Jones told them people to meet him at a restaurant in Indiana. Huh? Anyway, you know what? Let me just play this because ain't nobody over here listening anyway.
The clerk's resignation was not accompanied by a public explanation to the residents or to the council, and that sequence raises concerns about transparency and public trust. While I will work adamantly with the entirety of this council, I'd like to just be frank about why my position is what it is. And we just have to do things in a forward manner, and that looks like identifying the reason why we left and why we're you're never taking heed to something else. And, Madam Mayor, thank you for allowing me that time, as I've already shared this with you as well. Thank you.
Thank you. And I will like to comment on that. As a city alderman, who was the city alderman, I know. And
Okay, wait. She said as the sitting alderman. So Shirley, are you getting your paycheck as the sitting alderman and the mayor still? Is
Oh,
that
don't
what you
say that.
is that what you telling? You telling us that we need to FOI for the payroll to
Mm.
see if you still getting an alderman check and the mayor check? Huh? I'm just, I'm just listening.
But look at the treasurer. Did you know she had her head on her head all this time during the comments while they was talking?
Baby, I believe her because listen, I understand that headache. Do you understand me? Try to sit here and people who are trying to limit your legal powers.
Mhm.
Something that you was legally elected to do. You have your own separate office, yet they trying to tell you what to do. And you are actually one of 6 certified treasurers in the state of Illinois. If I was her, I move right the hell out of Cook County and over to Kendall, Lake, Wheel,
Mm.
Kane, and
Mm.
go on and run over there.
Mhm.
Huh? Because 99 and a half won't do. Huh? I got to reach 100. If I was her, that's what I would
Preach.
do. Because these people stunting your growth,
Mhm.
stifling you,
That's true.
trying to
That's
make you
true.
become as corrupt as they are, allegedly.
Mm. Well, they
Girl,
not really got
I
corrupt
feel
'cause they
her.
keeping it out.
I feel her. I feel her. That headache be real, when she walk in there to see all these
Mhm.
fake acting people.
Mhm.
Now they want to give her access to stuff she should have been had access to do, too. Now they want to give her access to stuff she been begging to have access to, making her look
Mhm.
crazy in front of the public, like she ain't doing or trying to do her job.
Okay.
That where is that lady that used to be making comments about her? I think her name Rose. Where Miss Rose at? Used to make comments calling for the treasurer to step down.
She sure did.
That lady did not even have access to a program that she should have had access to from day one as an
Sure
elected official.
did.
But you didn't want to address that. You wanted to just listen to what Sammy Sosa was saying and take his word. Child, you know what? Because
Mm.
ain't nobody listening. Ain't nobody
Mm-mm.
listening.
the residents of the first ward knows who she's representing, her decisions and her choice. Now, I asked, anyone could ask her privately whether she chooses or not, but I cannot think.
Shirley, that's the problem. All of these private
What's
conversations
that conversation? Yeah.
that need to be public communications. That's the problem.
Mhm.
That's the problem. Y'all want to have all these secret chocolate cake meetings.
Girl, she
Huh? Y'all want to have these baking clubs in secret.
Mhm.
No. She needs to tell the public
Yes. Well,
why she ain't pick up the phone and call the alphabet boys and say, listen, I'm an elected official. This man is asking me to do something that's illegal, immoral, and unethical, and I ain't doing it.
well, she don't want to go to jail.
I mean, listen, there is a whistleblower protection law.
Mhm.
Who going to jail? Apparently, they're going into witness protection.
Mhm.
Huh? Anyway, I digress.
Facts.
One other better person, and I'm honored to call Rosa Arandula first ward alderman. Thank you. May we have a vote?
I
What
need
you
to
say?
stop. I said they're gonna make sure they keep the votes over there on this side.
Please step forward. Thank you.
She popped up like she knew she won quick.
I already knew when Rosa's children had came in the building. I said,
Mm.
Rose about to get pointed to the seat. And this woman said, no, she's not. I said, okay, don't believe me, just watch. Don't believe me, just watch.
And I asked the person on the sitting next to me, I said, who are all these people up there?
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, Bobo. Thank you. Thank you. Go to bed. Anybody that got to work tomorrow, go to bed. Okay,
Yeah.
we almost done. Let me see
Okay.
this. Get past now.
I can't
Rosa gave
stand
a
that lady.
statement. Rosa gave a statement.
Oh, what she say?
She didn't
Ah.
say anything. She didn't say not one thing. The only thing she said was that she was having family issues, and that's it. I'm gonna put
Mm.
out the. I'm gonna do a series of little shorts, you know, for you guys,
Mhm.
uh, especially the change, so that you can see the change in Shirley's demeanor when she begins to talk to Colby about amending these some of these resolutions, and she
That
gets
was
mad at
crazy.
Colby for wanting to amend it. I mean, that's what older people are supposed to do. They're supposed to take things off of the warrant
Mhm.
list if they don't want to pay them, and they are supposed to amend things if they don't believe that they're said correctly. I mean, that's what they're
Mhm.
supposed to do. So, for me, that's it's all types of red flags, but I'm going to show you this change in attitude, how she's now coming in and really being kind of condescending, just like the previous person in that seat.
Mhm. Probably always been that way. You just don't
I
start
mean,
being that way.
you just tried to hide it.
Mhm.
She really wasn't saying anything as the first war order person because she didn't. The only thing she had to do was vote yes.
Mhm.
So anyway, D Love, I
Any
thank you so much for joining and blessing this platform.
Yeah, I
I
appreciate close the door.
Okay, close the doors. I
That's
cannot take
hilarious.
it. I need to find that resolution to pay Clark. Listen, I'm gonna do a short video about um Miss Whitaker on this warrant list. So let's talk about this for 1 second before we get
Mhm.
out of here. So I want to talk about on the warrant list. Um, there's a Melanie. I think her first name is Melanie Whitaker, which is Clark's
Mhm.
mother. So we all know that last year Clark said he donated
He donated.
$25,000 to the
Mm.
city to knock down this home. Right? Was the home on Loomis?
I don't know where that home was at.
Okay, well, to knock down a home, he said it was a loan. Okay.
Mhm.
So they have Miss Melanie Whitaker on the warrant list, bills list to be paid that they approved. So they gonna pay her. Where
Mhm.
they gonna get $25,000? I don't know.
They did
But
pay her.
no, they had to approve. The bills have to be approved first, and then checks go out after the meeting. Allegedly, that's how it's supposed to be done.
Okay.
Okay, but so they put her on the warrant list for $25,000. So the
Mm.
alderwoman of the second ward, being that she looks at the warrant list, because the people on the finance committee surely don't,
Mm-mm.
um, and neither do the comptroller apparently.
Mm-mm.
And so the alderwoman, for clarity, wanted them to tell the public who Melanie Whitaker was and wanted to know what the $25,000 was for. So the comptroller was asked, and he said, "Oh, it was the $25,000 loan that the mayor gave the city." Well, point of order. When people die and they owe credit cards, guess what? The credit card company knows they're not going to get any money because that person expired. So they can no longer go after that person for anything they owe on a credit card because they are now expired. So the money came from Clark and he is now expired. So why should the check go to the mom when it wasn't her money in the first place? It allegedly was his. He didn't say my mom is donating $25,000 to the city to knock down this house. He said, I am, and he's no longer here. And why did it take them so long to put that on the warrant list?
What was that house torn down?
Last year. This was right before 4th of July, won't it?
Yes, and that's why I say in my mind, this is all he must have always have known that he was sick. And he set it up where that money can go back to her.
Ma'am, that money can't go back to you because legally it was given by your son. And when the alderwoman of the 2nd ward asked who did the demolition, where is that invoice so that we can make sure that what they charged versus what we paid, so what we going to give back, right?
Mm-hmm.
This man said he don't know who did it. Huh?
So you could have paid
the.
So they may have paid the demolition and paying the mama.
First of all, they may have already paid Clark.
Oh.
Huh? They may have already paid Clark. Why are you waiting till 2026 to put something on the warrant list that happened in 2025, right before 4th of July?
Preach,
And if
sister.
you need the money loaned to you then, how are you paying it back now? Where that money coming from? But the money, again, was given in the son's name, not the mama's name. So if anything, if you going to have a leg to stand on in court, you better stand on that we paying his estate and not his mama.
Right, the estate.
So
I
have
can see
wrote
that.
the check to the estate of Sammy Sosa, not to Melanie Whitaker.
She gonna sit in that front seat until she get her money.
Listen, when I report your hind parts to the office of the inspector general and the office of the attorney general, you're going to sit in that seat and explain to them why you got a reimbursement for something you never put in on. What you going to do? Because that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Like I said, credit card companies know that when somebody owes a debt to them and they expire, they're going to go ahead and write it off because they're not going to get no money because the person died. My question is, why did you wait until 2026 to pay this money back? That man was alive from August to January. You waited till after he expired to put that mess on the warrant list.
That's
Sammy
crazy.
Sosa, if you watching us from witness protection, what we doing?
He said my mama better have her money.
And I bet you I'll turn it in. And anybody else should report that to the office of the attorney, especially when that man, the comptroller, sit there and say he don't know who knocked down the home. Where did the $25,000 even go then? Did he just say that he donated $25,000? Let me tell you who gonna know if the $20,000 actually went in the bank. The treasurer. That's why they locked her out of the system. And they're going to continue to keep her locked out like they can't get her in, because that's going to be the first thing I'm going to ask her to go and look for.
Yeah. Huh? Yeah. She said she had computer difficulties yesterday.
She had no difficulties. They probably was allegedly blocking her. That's the first thing that she should research when she get in that system. Did he actually give the money? Did the money actually get deposited? And are we reimbursing actual money that we actually received? Because she's the only one that would know that, looking in the bank accounts, seeing what's being deposited. Let me get the foreign so that Edith Bunker can be making comments about me, and I'm gonna tell her, and I did.
She be saying stuff about you.
No, I want her to talk about me, because if they don't answer my FOIA, I'm gonna do the same thing that Ryan did.
Ryan did. She
I'm
gonna
gonna
say
do the
social
same
media.
thing. I'm gonna do the same thing that Ryan. And when she say, I'm gonna say, and did, you're talking about me. Put a name on it. You bad. Put a name on it, Edith. Huh? Me head.
Edith.
Put a
You
name
know,
on it.
she remind me of school days. Every time I look at this woman and every time she talks, remember that there was a portion, the dark-skinned girls against the light-skinned girls. And I want to say, girl, you too old to be acting like the way you acting.
Girl, it was never the light-skinned girls was the ones got married. They was always the ones got used.
Oh.
Anywho, let me mind my business.
Close the door.
Like I said, I'm going forward, because that is what you need to know. Did the money actually get deposited?
So if a Kobe or whoever the ultimate persons are, they see what's on the warrant list every month, couldn't they go back and see had it been put on there previously for that same amount?
Okay, so they would have to. So this would actually be something different. You would have to see a different report, because the warrant list is the bills.
Okay.
Right? He donated, so he's supposed to have put money in. Right?
But I'm saying for the house to be torn down, like, did the people who
the
got the
comptroller
house?
said he don't know what company did it, because you would have to look for the company, right? On the warrant list. But he told Kobe he didn't know the name of the company that did the demolition.
He just didn't look. He knew. He just don't want to say it.
You lied. And again,
lied.
I'm going to say, did the money actually get deposited? Because showing a big old check, a big old cardboard check saying I'm giving 25, where's the actual check? Let me see these actual bank statements.
They're not going to let you see them bank statements.
Chappelle, he said it was a loan.
He definitely said it was a loan.
He said it was not no donation. He said it was a loan.
He said it was a loan. He did a whole ceremony with it.
He said it was and that's why I said, did it actually get the deposit? Because just because these people be showing you these big $25,000 checks or these $100,000 don't mean that they gave anybody any damn money. They just showing you a ceremonial check. It don't mean they gave anybody anything. What I need to see is them bank statements.
How you get the bank statements?
You're going to have to ask the treasurer. You're going to have to FOIA. You should see, this is the problem, that you should be able to FOIA the treasurer's office, since there is a treasurer. But you're going to have to go through that FOIA system.
Janet Rogers first.
You can still ask. You can still say, I would like the bank statements that shows the $25,000 check that was loaned to the city by Christopher Clarence Clark.
Chris Clark. R.I.P.
Okay? That's what you're going to have to do. And then they're going to have to query and find it and send it to you. And if they don't, because they're going to make an excuse, you're going to have to then go to the AG's office and say, it's a whole video. Would you like the clip? I usually just send them the clip anyway. I send them the clip to everything. I send them the paperwork, everything. Don't ask me nothing. This my original FOIA. This was their answer. Here go the clip where they said this, and now they saying that. And here go the paperwork right here that they passed, and this is what they said. I send them all. I send it all to them.
So you be thorough over there.
You just have to sit back and wait, because if you said you gave the city $25,000 and he said he paid a demolition company.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can go back, right? And look for a $25,000 payout, but maybe it wasn't $25,000. That's another thing that Colby asked him. Well, can we see the invoice? Because did you
Mm-hmm.
actually spend $25,000 to knock it down? While we're paying back $25,000, did it actually take? What if it took 10,000?
Mm.
I still want to see where the money actually went into the bank account. So I want to say I want this information from the treasurer. I don't want this from you. I don't want you to tell me. I want the treasurer to go and look in them bank accounts and search for this check that Christopher Clark wrote to the village of Harvey as a loan for $25,000 to demolish a house. I'm gonna research. I'm gonna do that because
What was the house in?
I feel like he didn't even give the money.
Was the house in the same ward that his mother lives in?
I don't know. All of that information I'm gonna have to collect now, right? If the resolution says Mayor Christopher Clark, then he loaned it in his elected capacity, then the money should go back to the general fund. Listen, Chappelle, the money should not go anywhere but back to because that man is expired. His mama was not involved in none of this. Explain to me how she's getting anything. She didn't donate the money. She wasn't there when he said what he said. She don't have nothing to do with this. So why is she getting the money back? He didn't say my mama donated half of this money, so I gave 10,000, she gave 15,000, or I gave 12,500 and she gave 12,500. He didn't say that. So why is she getting anything? I'm gonna say this again. Creditors know once a person expired, you go ahead and write it off because you're not gonna get nothing because they did. And the people that is related to them is not responsible for their debts. Let's go.
Hey, all in the queue. I got to pop off. I'm getting tired, and I got to get up in the morning.
No, you go ahead. I'm finna get off.
I appreciate you, girl, because you guys put some fat on the brain. You preached tonight, and we're gonna close the door.
That's it.
Thank you.
Closing.